Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Ball Don't Lie podcast. Yes, sir. We are back here today. It is a beautiful day on
Friday night, May 4th, 3rd.
There you go. May 3rd.
May 4th.
We got war going on today between two of the greatest legends in hip hop, but we're going to talk about some other wars between the lines and not those lines, if you know what I'm talking about. See, I'm doing double entendre just like Kendrick, bro. I'm just saying. All right, let's talk about some of these first round series that have been going on. Today, the Dallas Mavericks took out the LA Clippers, sent them packing at Cancun. They've won in 6 games.
Knew it was gonna happen.
Wrapped it up in Dallas. Kawhi obviously didn't play much of the series. He played 2 games actually. They lost both the games that he played. Funnily enough,
Nigga stinks.
Let's start with this series because it's fresh and it just happened. So
I can go first on that.
Talk about
a little rant. I want to get off on Kawhi
pack
Leonard.
it up.
Yeah,
Go
no,
ahead.
we will pack it up. We will pack it up.
Man. It's over.
Kawhi Leonard,
Yeah.
you've been hurt 3 years in a row. You haven't played one series in the playoffs because of one knee. Your knee is messed up. If it's that bad, retire. Don't play the whole regular season or just play in the playoffs. You can't stay healthy. You're finessing money from the Clippers. A max deal every single year. You just got extended this year on another max on 2 years.
You're gonna do the same thing.
Exactly. I don't know if they're not saying anything in the camp or just letting him do what he wants to do. But after the Intuit Dome, after next season, cut him. If he's not playing next year, cut him.
Damn.
I know, you have to for
Buy him
tickets and
out?
everything.
he's capping for the likes, but
No, I'm
I
serious.
respect
Buy
it.
Why do you
nigga
need
out?
him? Why would you need him on a team? He can't sustain health. There's inflation, ACL injury,
That's true.
choking. They choked to the freaking Nuggets.
He's being paid to play ball. He's not playing ball.
Hey.
We blame Doc Rivers, but he's a part of the team. At least PG's here. At least PG's showing up.
All right, listen. I'm gonna take a
on, man.
level-headed approach to this
No,
when I'm
facts.
addressing Kawhi. You're
Kawhi-
right.
James Harden was the best player in that series. Harden was the best player for 3 games. He deserves max money.
I will say
Kawhi let us
I'm
down.
not defending James Harden, but I will.
Harden did
you
play
mean? Look
good.
at
Harden
his
did play
stats.
good.
He played
He was the
good
best Clipper
some
on the-
games.
He had
Some
one
games.
stinker. He had one stinker. He had like
Today he
7
had a
points.
stinker.
He had a good
That's
series.
2. He was playing good in the second half. I didn't finish
Overall,
it.
he had a good
Okay.
series.
Well, in the first half, he was getting bailed out with foul calls and he couldn't hit
was
shit.
like-
But
PG was like, okay.
PG was good mostly. He
Big shots.
Anyway, yeah, Kawhi Leonard. I'm gonna take a level-headed approach. I agree with you. There's no point of him being there if he's not gonna play in the playoffs. Like the whole purpose. Last season, you didn't play him in the regular season because you wanted him to be healthy for the playoffs. He's not healthy. This season, you're like, okay, maybe we got to give him some continuity. So when the playoffs comes, he's not forced onto this giant workload. He's not ready for it. But that didn't work either. He's played the most games he's played in like 5-6 seasons and still couldn't be healthy for the playoffs. So I don't know if it's him. He's getting old. He's turned into one of those what-if stories with the NBA where his career's just cut short due to injury, and we're just going to be looking back on him like, oh, what if his knee problems never happened? What could he have accomplished? You know, talking about the what-ifs. It just seems like we're on that trajectory because he's not going to get healthier. He's not going to get younger. So all you can really do is hope that he's healthy for the playoffs. I don't know how you even do that anymore. I don't know how you proceed.
Yeah, what's next?
I mean,
This nigga is elite Greg Oden.
it's hard. It's hard to build around him. You're gonna have to
Hayward?
find someone else that could be a
Brandon
star
Roy?
next to him, like the number one. Like he's gonna be transitioning to that number 2 because you can't rely on him. So like,
But you have like a 2 and a 3. Like Harden played at what he was at the level that he was supposed to, and PG showed up some games too. You
but
need
Kawhi's not a reliable one is the problem.
okay.
If Kawhi was reliable in there, then you could say what PG and Harden did was good. Yes, they didn't have amazing series all throughout, but considering like the totality and what
That's
they have
enough
to
to
go
win.
through, it's enough to win. But since Kawhi's not there, and when he was there, he was awful. Like you can tell he just wasn't the same, and they lost those games. He was probably hurting them by being on the court and like
Yeah,
forcing
like,
up shots. So.
He was a negative, yeah.
So, yeah, I think he's going to just have to accept the role as a number 2 moving forward if he wants his team to win. Now, for the Clippers, I don't know how they get that number 1 guy or whatever. That's not my problem. Steve Ballmer, you got a new arena and everything. You got to figure that out. But you just can't rely on Kawhi anymore to be the guy because
They still have a
just can't be
high-ass
healthy.
payroll, too.
The thing is, his workload isn't even like a number 1 type of workload, and he still get hurt. He still gets hurt.
Yeah, like,
Garbage, guys. Let's just say this.
that's
I
what I'm
mean,
like,
bottom
man.
line.
Cause.
Yeah, I think Kawhi should, like, seriously pack it up.
I think everybody's done after they'll pay PG. Like PG's still a max player that can work in any system.
Yeah.
So you want him on your team as an advantage.
Yeah.
But after you get this into a dome, like settled in, and you want the money stuff for him, that's when they cut everybody.
PG is going to try to come to the Lakers, I'm telling you. We had that insider
You
information.
know what's really crazy?
We had the
You can't
sources.
I don't think so. I don't
We had
think
the
so.
sources.
crazy-
I don't want him here. I'm looking
I
at
wouldn't
some
mind.
other superstars.
Who are the sources?
We'll
of
get
that?
That's
into
like
it.
having fucking
Trust me, bro.
like if you like replace like Worry with him in the lineup. It's like imagine having Paul George instead of
I don't
Roy,
want
like,
another old superstar on the team. I'm looking at the younger guys.
PG's alright.
But
bro.
no, it's crazy how good.
Like
he
if
came
he's
back after
like,
the
what if he
injury.
like? But what if he like signed
He
like a
broke his fucking leg.
team?
We'll get to the
friendly
Lakers
deal?
when we get to
break,
the talks
Yeah,
about
that's
that and what they should do going
Yeah,
forward.
that's hard to come back.
Let's focus on the Clippers and what they should do
Yeah.
moving forward. Like, what do you think that is the next move for them? Because how do you? This is
Into
like
a
a
dome.
basically winner
they're
winner
gonna do the
bust.
same thing. I think they're gonna if
Yeah.
Kawhi is still there and still playing, we're just gonna be on like a endless loop until he retires.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
what I'm saying.
of mediocrity and then
Yeah, like
choking in the playoffs.
yeah.
Nah,
Oh
this
my
is
god,
not
this
enough.
team is so good.
This
oh my
is his
god.
last big contract, unless he
Because
does something.
they're
Like-
getting
Are the fans gonna keep falling for it though? Like, at what point do the fans say we've seen this too many years in a row that we're not gonna buy this shit no more?
Into
Man,
it.
I think
Is it next year? Is it a year after that? Like,
I
when
think
is it?
2-3 years in 2-3
Oh,
years.
no.
No, hell no.
One more year, 1 to 2.
Like maybe
Yeah,
because the
please
new
don't.
arena they can stomach it 1 year, but
That's why.
after that it's like hell
One
no.
to
I feel like they're gonna
1-2.
eventually fall back into irrelevance. Like like the Clippers have periods of irrelevance.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
With,
Like-
the,
But it's
like,
with the new arena
it was
coming,
a
that's what you
long
don't want to.
period.
But you can
It's gonna be
speed that
tough.
up by you can speed the process up by just going into a rebuild. And like maybe that's a good thing
Yeah,
going
right,
into the
yeah,
new
no,
arena.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's
Rebuild
coming,
into a new arena, you'll sell less tickets.
Yeah,
But it's like if
You have to get rid of.
but you also got to weigh out if people are gonna like be sour on the team because of the
But I
expectations
mean,
every year. And
If you
falling
keep
short.
everybody that you have now, you're still contenders, though, right?
Contenders for what though?
Chip.
no.
I don't know because
Not no more. You can't call
we
these
can't
niggas
say that
contenders
because they've never been healthy. They like the only even if they are healthy, we haven't even seen them in a playoff run to say that they can win a championship.
We have with PG and
when
the
Kawhi
Suns
went down
one.
at the end, when Kawhi went down at the end, when they beat the Mavericks, they lost to the Suns. Remember, Paul George was like fighting by
But
himself.
it's like we're 2 years removed from that. The team's different. They're older. They're gonna have different players. Like
Same makeup though of construction.
I
The
guess
core
so,
stayed the
but
same. The
Yeah,
core-
they're just gonna
the core
keep.
idea.
They're just gonna slowly get worse. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
'Cause
and
of
that's
age.
but that's what I'm saying.
It's
They're
like,
never
yeah,
gonna
the-
be better than.
you cannot improve.
They're
They
not
don't
gonna be
got-
better than this,
They don't
in my
got draft
opinion.
picks. They don't got capital. They don't got like James
Yeah.
Harden's getting older. You're gonna have to pay him if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, after his
So-
playoff game.
They're on the downhill too, not the uphill. Like
Yeah.
they're declining. It's just,
I'd
as you
say.
said.
I'd say
And the
what's next?
teams under them are getting better.
Yeah.
I think eventually. I think in a few years, 3 maybe 4 years, like they're gonna go back. It's either if they don't,
Should be earlier.
if they
than
don't,
that.
yeah, if they don't rebuild now, you know, or sooner, like there's no way they last like 4 years.
I
I'd
don't
say.
think
They're not lasting 4 years.
You know what I mean?
Kawhi's
Like,
gonna be
say, like-
retired by
I
then.
think it's
Yeah,
one or
like-
two.
You can trade him
1 to 2
though.
more years.
but that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's why my first thing was 2 to 3, and niggas was like, oh,
2 to
Yeah,
3 is
they-
the
They
two.
have a good owner.
That's 2027,
Last
nigga.
year.
Like what?
yeah, and they're gonna be fall back into
2027,
they're
we're gonna
be-
wait?
They're gonna be fighting for the play-in.
Nah, they're too
The
talented.
one
though.
thing I'm gonna say is they don't have any picks, so it's no incentive for them to be bad. You know what I mean? Like
This is
But
what I
I'm
think
saying
I'll
they're
do.
just gonna slowly get worse. Like they're not gonna
Yeah,
get better.
I think
You know
like
what I mean?
They're
Like
willing to
the
stay-
plan
They
for
are,
next
but-
season.
other people are
You
gonna
go
get
into
better.
you go into the Intuit Dome. You let them play 1 year, and then if it doesn't work out, you can trade them because the money that you pay them, and you have their contracts.
But what
you
about
get the money for the
like-
Intuit
Are
Dome.
you gonna extend him and then
There's
trade
no
him?
trade.
Yeah,
that's gonna be
if it doesn't
keep
work
you
out,
into-
one more run, one last run in the Intuit Dome, so you get the money
No,
for
'cause
that.
if they're
And then if you want to
declining-
rebuild, you can figure that out.
If they're declining, maybe if one of them is still playing good, like you can try to trade them for something. But like you're not gonna trade a declining player. That it's been a couple years already, and they're obviously declining. You're not gonna trade them and get something that could keep you in irrelevance.
What shows you that they're declining when they're one of them's going to be All NBA
I
and
feel
both
like
of them
some
are All
of them are
Stars?
in-
You're gonna tell me in 2 years they're not gonna be declined?
That's the next year.
Are you telling me James Harden's not declining?
No, for sure. He wasn't. He didn't make the All Star. I'm talking about PG and
is-
Kawhi.
Literally, his health is declining before our
PG,
very
I'll
eyes.
agree with you. He's not really because his game doesn't predicate on athleticism, so he's gonna be
Yeah,
fine.
he's
But
just
Kawhi
nice.
is just not healthy, and like that's not gonna
But
get
when
better.
it's always the when he is. It's been like that since Toronto days, and he's been getting maxes
but
because
it's like
of
he's
that.
not gonna get any healthier. So it's like he's
That's what I'm saying.
declining from that.
Okay, but he
standpoint.
always shows us that one glimpse last year when it was with
Okay,
the
It's too
well,
Suns.
late for that. The glimpse.
It's
We
not.
need,
We'll
we need
see
a
it again
playoff
next year.
run, not a
D'Lo had
glimpse.
D'Lo had
No,
like
no.
a 30-point game, right?
Huh?
I said D'Lo had like a
we need-
30-point game.
Yeah,
D'Lo
we need-
Kawhi now?
He showed us
Come
a
on,
glimpse.
man.
Bro, we need
D'Lo
like-
Kawhi.
We
D'Lo
need niggas
Kawhi.
need more than a glimpse.
Stop this, man.
Exactly.
D'Lo
More than a
Kawhi.
glimpse,
D'Lo's
though.
Kawhi now.
Bro, but it's like
all he gives you is one glimpse.
if he,
Yeah,
if he gives you
Because-
two
because-
playoff games, it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
his background, his pedigree. You've seen what he's done in the
Okay,
past.
but
So
it
you
don't
build
matter.
that.
But
and
it's
then
like,
show
what
the
can you do
glimpse of
now?
What
What can you do for me now?
Last year, when he did against the Suns.
Gordon Hayward was an all-star in the past. Why the fucking Thunder playing him 5 minutes a game in the playoffs?
Because the dude fell off massively.
Kawhi's falling off massively by not
He's all
playing.
NBA this year. Is he not?
Yeah, but he can't stay
He'll
healthy.
always- okay,
Shouldn't be.
even this year, this
I
year,
agree.
the 40-game span of him like having crazy shooting splits and being an All-NBA player makes him a max player. So that means going into next season, he'll show us a glimpse of something
but let's
of
just
why
think about
Kawhi
this.
is
When niggas
Kawhi.
need shit, but
Bro.
okay, it don't matter if a playoffs come and you hurt.
Think
It's
about
fact.
it
That's
scientifically.
that's
The
true.
dude got
I
a
agree with
degenerative
you.
knee. How is he gonna get better? Like it's just gonna get worse from here on.
Because
out.
he'll show us why he's still good.
He'll show you the.
That's
glimpses
what he's been
coming
doing
up.
since Toronto. Is
Okay,
it not true?
But we
It's
already
not-
know
he's
why
got
he's
a
good.
bionic
The
knee,
problem is
man.
always his health. We knew, it's not like we have a question question
That's
about
why
how
it
good
always
Kawhi
goes down.
Leonard
It
is.
always goes down. It'll go up a bit, and he's still worth max money.
Okay,
Think about it.
It's
As a
like
GM,
a graph though. It's gonna go like this, but it's steadily gonna be declining.
yeah, for sure.
regardless.
That's why you
what
keep him
I'm
for a
saying.
year. Yeah,
saying that.
I agree with you. Just keep him for a year. If that happens again, you can still trade him because
Well, I
teams as a GM, you still want Kawhi Leonard.
Who's gonna buy Kawhi's?
If that shit happens,
Someone
too,
who wants to win now.
but not for a good
Philadelphia
price.
76ers.
If you're like say like the Suns, if you're
Pennies on the dollar, I would.
Listen,
nah, like
if he does this for 2 more years again,
No one's
you
gonna
don't wait
years
2
straight,
years.
who's
You wait
gonna
one.
want him?
You wait 1 year.
How old is he gonna be, and who's gonna want him at that point?
Yeah.
If he shows you the glimpse, someone's gonna take him. Look, Derek, like
they're
here,
gonna- they're gonna get a bag
I'll
of
give you an
If Kawhi's
example.
40 mil, they're
I'll give you an
gonna
example.
Kawhi 40 mil.
No, they're not.
I'll give you an example.
100%
That's-
lost
Someone
one
like
now.
okay,
Because it's a different role.
Philly's
too.
a great example. Daryl Morey, someone like a GM on the hot seat. You need to win now, or your job's on the line. Embiid might leave. Your job's on the line. So you have to make a trade. That's a
bro,
scenario where you have to make a trade for a max
dude,
player.
I agree with you, but
You're on the hot seat.
No,
He's not
listen,
trading
listen,
Embiid
listen,
for
listen,
Kawhi,
listen.
dude.
No,
No,
I agree
you
with
trade
you.
you trade to get someone to help Embiid so he doesn't leave.
No, I'm
Get
telling
it?
you, I agree with you. But what you're gonna be trading for Kawhi is like Batum and like Covington and a first round pick. That's what you're gonna get for Kawhi.
But you
Leonard.
figure it out. No, but I mean, like, obviously, if he's asking now, there's also like context that has to come with it. But without context, saying that
He's not
like,
gonna ask out. If they continue to pay him, he's just gonna keep playing there for like nothing. But
And I
Yeah.
think, my point is that the return on Kawhi at that stage in his career in a year or two,
you're not gonna be set up
it's
for.
not
a
gonna,
rebuild.
it's not gonna
No.
keep you in irrelevance. Like you'll have to still do more moves and trade more people.
You have to blow it up fully.
Yeah, you have to
yeah,
blow it
no,
up fully.
that's what I'm saying.
Like-
Blow it up fully. You trade everybody.
Okay.
But you'll still get value for
Okay,
them
okay.
because they're still
Oh,
max
okay.
players.
No, what I'm-
Where
Yeah,
you guys
but-
are arguing that
but our
Kawhi's is
point-
not going to get like max.
Well, if
someone's
you
not going
trade
to trade for
Kawhi,
him.
you got to trade Harden
Our-
and
but our
Paul
main-
George.
Yeah,
point-
yeah,
our
that's what I'm
main
saying.
point-
You let it play
I
out for
agree,
one more
yeah.
season, you trade everybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Our main point is that, circling back, is that the Clippers are gonna fall back into. I mean, I guess irrelevancy may be harsh, but they're gonna rebuild.
Yeah.
I don't see them not
The lights
rebuilding
at
in the
the end
next
of the
2 to
tunnel,
4 years.
so-
Yeah, like we can see.
They only have, I think, the championship
beginning
run
of
is
the
one
end,
more year.
basically.
I
You
think
don't see
after
them-
the Intuit Dome, you have that whole rollout for 1 year. If it happens, that's good for you. If it doesn't, rebuild.
You
But
don't
is
see
anyone
hanging
picking him
on-
to win next year? You know.
Yeah,
No,
like,
no.
You don't
That's
see them
what I'm
hanging
saying.
on to Paul George and Harden.
Well, Paul
think
George, you
he's
have
gonna
to
leave.
because
And
still
then just get
no,
rid of
they'll
Kawhi.
pay him. Dude, I feel
gonna
like
leave.
you guys undermine how like people view the Clippers organization. They think it's like the perfect place. Look at Kawhi; he's been finessing money for years. It's a
yeah,
perfect
because
place.
they know- okay,
everybody
that's
wants
it.
to
They
stay
know
there.
they
It's
need it.
LA. You get to play for a team that's not
No
as bad as the
expectations.
Clipper. Yeah, Laker
Yeah.
fans like you don't have that type of expectation. Clipper fans are good. They're nice to you. Like
are
they still haven't said anything bad about Westbrook.
so
If Westbrook shot 4 for 30, April 32nd.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
If he shot that on the Lakers, oh my goodness,
God.
you would
I
have been going
saw-
crazy.
I
He
saw
got crucified.
I saw a
Yeah,
crazy
exactly.
tweet, and it was facts. It was saying a Russell Westbrook 3 is worse than a turnover,
Just
which is
imagine,
true.
okay,
Like, it's that bad of a
that
shot.
press, the media about it is not as bad. Like if he was on the Lakers, it'd be
Why
blown
don't
out
you
of proportion.
retire, bro?
That's a good thing about being on the Clippers. It's a good organization to be
Why
as a
don't you
player.
retire, bro?
That's sad the way
Yeah.
he's going out though, Westbrook.
I want him to retire.
Because it's
so
never been
bad.
a winning culture there, so it's like you don't have expectations.
like, how
Exactly.
you-
And
how
you
you
live in
so-
LA, you get like
Same
the
benefits as a
endorsement.
Laker, yeah.
Exactly. So
It's just like how you so like unskilled. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
bro,
how do you
because-
shoot off the side
All
of
that
the
athleticism.
backboard?
because he did
Yeah,
a lot
I'm like,
back
how do
then.
you not go and do some drills and try to get better? You know what I mean? Like,
He would
Like,
okay,
nigga,
his
he should
athleticism carried him to where he is.
yeah, but
he had top tier
eventually,
athleticism.
every player eventually, as he get
Best
older,
team.
has to change their game.
Only
somehow.
the all time. Well, I
He's
guess
hard-headed,
he's all-time
though,
great,
man.
but
Who, yeah, like he.
But it was all off his athleticism.
He's not. He's never been a great 3-point shooter. What is he going to change
You're not
though?
gonna be successful.
What do you think is going to change to make him stay in the league?
A shot.
That's impossible.
How's that impossible? Just shooting the ball. Shooting
Okay,
the ball. is
he Brook
impossible.
Lopez now?
That's an impossible standard.
Okay, no, but like the way that he
that's an
plays.
impo- Why would we expect
Break
the
down
guard
what
to be
I'm
able to
saying,
shoot?
though. Break down what I'm saying. The way that he plays is all based off of athleticism. The reason why he's successful is because of that play style.
Yeah.
Since 8th grade, he's
Okay.
been doing the same thing to get you all the way to the
Not
top.
8th
When do you
grade,
know when you're gonna fall
motherfucker.
off, though? When do you know you're gonna be bad?
When you join
Well,
the league.
you
Nigga, you gotta be
fucking
real with
heard
yourself.
I mean, you know
That's
you
Why
exactly
though?
like-
If
When
it's
you
been
get
work-
at minimums,
Hold on,
nigga,
Omari,
you're
wait
getting
up.
minimums.
Before the
That's
Lakers-
when you know you falling off.
dunking at 35.
You know you falling
that.
off.
Okay, but-
It was
like-
fine before the
No,
Lakers.
but yeah, exactly.
You know you
on
falling off
Washington,
when
he was
you get
averaging a
minimums.
triple double on Washington.
Yeah, that
right
was
when he got to the
28-19
Lakers was the
no
fall off.
stroke, with no shot.
Yeah.
Nigga,
But
that's-
Insane.
how do you know? How do you know you can average a triple double and then be what you are now? Like, come on.
Yeah, okay, but this is in this point in time. I'm
You
talking
allow
about
this
today.
athleticism for
You're
so
getting
long.
if you're getting a minimum, you are declining.
But it's
Like,
already
there's
it's
no,
already too
like-
late though. It's already too late to
yeah,
form
there's
up
no
a
point
shot.
for him to get a shot this.
Yeah.
No, yes, there is.
No,
He
there
would.
is.
It's hard, man.
There's a
Bro,
point
was he
because
37,
Hassan said.
35? Like,
Not
what's
because
the
Hassan
point
said
in
what
getting
would
a
keep
jump
him on the
shot?
court more
Yeah.
if he had a shot. If he could shoot, he
Yeah,
would be on
but
the court
I'm
more.
saying, look,
he would be much more effective.
How's he gonna get a shot now?
At this age,
It would
he's
open up his drive. Like
100%.
At this age, you don't.
Maybe
like,
if you told me that when he was
it's not needed.
22.
my
Yeah,
point.
that's
My
fucked.
point
Right.
is that every player, every player that plays a long time, has to be able to change the game as. The
Are you
years go
expecting
on.
LeBron to like get all of a sudden be a 90% free throw shooter? Like, why don't you improve that?
Yeah,
He
exactly.
did. He did improve. He improved 10%.
But he's not gonna be a 90% free throw shooter
Okay,
ever.
but he's still trying to get better. Is my point. He got better at shooting.
I'm
He got
sure
better at
Russell is
free throw.
trying to
he's
be a better
trying,
shooter.
yeah.
He
Well,
just
he's
thinks.
not, okay, well, yeah, he's just not. Like, he's not doing that.
It's not
Like,
in his DNA.
It's not happening.
His form is not.
No, yeah,
his form
he
is not
definitely
like a
tries to.
textbook
just
form
can't.
either. Like it's just
I don't think
not a
so.
good looking jump shot.
But like,
That's why you work with.
Think about
I
it.
think
You've been doing it for so long.
Guys,
yeah,
Giannis
we're
is
just
gonna
talking
fall
over
off,
it.
right? Like he's
Also,
gonna
like
fall
talking
off.
over everybody.
Like when his athleticism isn't gonna carry, Giannis will fall off too. Like it's gonna happen. He can't shoot for shit. He can't shoot free throws.
Yeah, but he's
Same
tall,
problem's gonna
so-
happen.
So if he could just work around the rim, he'll still be good.
But his athleticism will decline. He like when it's gonna be when, not if, when it happens.
But the point
So,
is
like-
to
But
the-
that's good that he
to
worked on his shot.
Of course.
And Westbrook never did.
Can we get back to the playoffs? I don't know why we're talking about Russell Westbrook so much.
Because
the Clippers.
Let's talk about the
We're on
Clippers.
fucking
Yeah.
why?
I mean,
But,
he's
like,
like
last
he's
point I
not
wanted
a
to
big
make is,
part of the Clippers. You know,
Oh,
It's like
because he
it's like
said-
a
he
center
said if he
shooting a
shoots
three.
4 for
Now
32,
now they do, but like it's like Greg Oden trying to get a 3-pointer back in the day when all they did was focus on post game.
But he's a guard. Like the difference is like those are also fucking centers. Like it's one thing to expect a center to become a stretch center, like a stretch 5, like. But to ask a guard just to be able to shoot, I feel like that's like not a fucking a crazy ask.
some players just don't.
You know
do
what
that.
I mean?
Yeah.
They just they don't. But
It's also the-
Hassan
Rondo got a
asked.
shot.
Hudson asked.
Nah,
Yeah,
nah.
Hudson asked what would keep
Not
him in
really.
the league longer.
What?
It get
Rondo?
him more minutes on the floor, and it's getting the shot.
Yeah, I agree with you, but it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's why he's gonna be out of here too soon.
I'm
Like,
not putting
eventually.
an expectation for him to get a shot all of a sudden. Like
It's not the expectation, but I'm saying like
You would think it's
you
like
would
a
think,
minimum
yeah, you would think
requirement.
that you
hard.
would want to or
hard.
something like.
Far as fuck from the
I agree
It
with-
doesn't seem like he wants to.
no, I agree with Hassan. Like he just started falling off lately, so it's not like he's
Lately.
had time.
2
Yes,
years.
that's a
Last-
couple years ago.
Yeah.
2 years is a long time.
But if you're 36, it's not like
This is
it's-
literally
No,
your
he
job.
went-
Like
to
it's-
rework your
it's
entire
2
jump
years ago,
shot
he's
in
all
2
NBA.
years
Yes.
is
Like,
difficult.
he was
yes,
NBA
that's not
too.
that is typical, dude. Like
But you know what though?
That's
it's
recent.
literally your
Hold on,
job.
3
Like
years
you have
ago he
nothing
was
else
where?
to do
3 years
but your
ago he was
job.
where?
But it's
On the
like he
Wizards.
can still get
And
playing
who
time
was
without
balling
reworking
out on
his
the
jump
Wizards?
shot.
Yeah, but I'm
Russell
saying
was
like
like
if
us.
for himself, if he
And
wanted to
Beal.
play longer,
He probably
or
doesn't.
like-
He probably does not want to play longer.
but he
Bad.
obviously
What's
still
he left?
cares.
Russell
You know how like he
so
gets mad when
pretty
people talk
much
shit about him.
Russell
Like
probably-
he obviously still cares about his game.
Not enough to get a better jumper.
That's my point. That's my point. He don't care enough.
Hey, some
Like,
players just like I'm
also
who I am and I
NBA
know
and
my
the fucking
my
Rockets
play
too.
style. Like
yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think he cares enough to want to get a jumper,
How long was he?
even though that's the only thing that would keep him going.
Maybe. I think a year. Anyways, he got off All NBA tier like 2 years ago.
Why
3
you
years ago.
stay only 1 year?
this man's doing his research as the podcast is going on.
Who?
No, I'm not.
Fucking no, Isaac. He's like, what happened to Westbrook?
Yeah.
I thought he's on the Lakers.
No, but it's good because there's a lot of shit I don't know, so I have to ask.
Yeah, well.
All in all,
That's
yeah,
next
all in
for the
all, the
Clippers.
Clippers, all in all, the Clippers are done.
I'll be watching
Let's talk
their
about
games.
let's
there.
talk about the real niggas though, the
So,
Mavs.
like, when it came Lakers,
Oh, we can. I guess we can preview that. But do you want to have anything to say about this series? I mean, if you don't have Kawhi Leonard, you're expected to win, in my opinion.
Huh?
If the Clippers don't have Kawhi Leonard, the Mavericks are expected to win this series.
100% fact.
Yeah, so I mean,
They
did
played
they did their
well.
job.
Yeah.
Who else got eliminated today?
The people that got eliminated, the Sixers are gone.
The
They
Heat
got
are gone.
bounced
Hold on,
out.
let's go in order.
The
though.
Heat
Yeah, yeah,
are-
yeah. Ben's gonna tell you.
Yeah,
Ben's
yeah,
gonna tell you.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Don't
can
worry,
answer.
bro. I got an agenda, brother.
Ooh.
Okay, now, well, we can talk about two of them, but biggest disappointment in the first round, the Phoenix Suns is what I want to say.
You can tell everybody.
Respectfully,
I
I
mean-
don't know who could guard us.
Yeah, we already know
Respectfully.
the Phoenix Suns getting swept by the Minnesota Timberwolves in embarrassing fashion. Bradley Beal, one of the worst Game 4 performances in NBA history. He's got one of the worst contracts in NBA history. Even a few days after they got eliminated, the GM is already saying things like, oh, everybody's jealous of us. Everybody wants to be in our position. You know what I mean? So it's just a lot of things going on in Phoenix, and their future is really murky because they don't really have flexibility to do anything. And it's so bad to the point people are saying KD should request a trade. So I just want to get your thoughts on the series, how they lost, and moving forward, what they should do to, I guess, fix the situation if they can.
Start with Gabe, start with Omari.
Now, I have a question though. Is it how bad Phoenix performed or how good we think the Timberwolves are?
It's both. It's both.
Both.
Yeah.
Both.
All right.
I would say if the Wolves won, but it was 4-2, 4-3, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, then it's like, okay, like, they're just a better team.
Maybe they're the real deal though. Maybe Anthony Edwards is
They
like
didn't
superstar
just-
now that we think he is,
Nah,
and
bro.
the supporting cast.
No, bro, we cannot ignore some of these performances from the Suns. the Bradley Beal performance in Game 6, fouling out. What did you do? Like 4 for 16. I don't remember the stat.
Edwards-
Damn if I get swept.
Edward
I'll be
said it
damned if
best.
I get
You got
swept.
Jaden McDaniels.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
I think
whole
he was serious too.
He was
like,
serious.
damn.
The
the whole
got Jaden.
the whole report came out about Frank Vogel, and they were like laughing at him when he was trying to go off on them because they said they weren't taking him seriously, which is just fucked up. Like, you're losing in a series, you got to take the shit seriously. Like,
I wonder what he
you can't
said.
be laughing at the coach. I mean,
the
I know he
Mickey
probably
Mouse.
acting out of character, but he was trying to motivate them probably to actually take it seriously. And somebody should have played defense. Nobody stepped up defensively in
Beal
that
was
entire
on Edwards a
series.
lot.
Yeah.
They had no defensive stoppers, no rim protectors, and everyone was just kind of watching around, hoping somebody would stop Anthony Edwards.
Oh, I
And
mean,
nobody
like-
did.
At the beginning of the offseason, our whole argument was that this team's not built on defense.
And
So,
we've
got
seen him bite
exposed.
them in the back. It's literally
Defense
one of the
was-
best defensive
They
teams
could
against
not
one of
be
the
both
worst.
Defense
Yeah.
wins championships.
You're right.
That's at the end of the day.
Superstars do
If
too.
you can defend,
in this game.
offense is gonna come. If you can defend, you're gonna win. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I don't know. What do they do next? They're stuck.
They don't have no draft picks.
They have to
first or
trade-
second round for till 2030.
You have to either trade for picks or trade for players. Like, that's all you can do.
You need defenders.
You're not doing it because, but you have to trade people.
You
Right?
Resign
can't trade
Royce.
it.
I'd
You
resign
can't trade
Royce.
nobody except
Except
KD
you
or
can't even
Book.
trade Bill. Yeah,
It has to be
insane.
one of them.
Who would you put?
He
Insane
won't
not
do
to
that.
be able to trade the
Too
worst
good.
one.
That's the only players you can trade, though. That's the only players with value.
Of the three, who would you
Grayson
put most
Allen.
of the blame on?
No, he's a free
Oh,
agent.
Blame?
though. They'd have
Blame?
to re-sign him first.
Bradley
Of the
Beal.
three, Beal. Yeah. Of the
He didn't play
100%.
good. He didn't play
No,
for most of the
I'm
season.
gonna blame the
Like-
GM for trading for Bradley Beal. Let
Yeah.
me do that because
Okay.
Lost
I
all
don't, I
your
don't know if you
defenders.
should hate on the GM because they're only going to win with CP or Ayton.
But like the bad part of it is like you
No,
trade
but
for
you
Bradley
trade
Beal,
for it there.
$50 million contract, no trade clause. He's the worst out of the big three. He has the worst contract in
He's
the NBA.
injury prone.
He's injury. He didn't stay healthy at all during the season, and he had one of the worst performances
Okay,
in playoff
but
series.
CP is washed too. We saw what he did with Golden
I'm not
State.
saying that was.
So they traded
No,
him for
but the
CP.
point. No, the point is like
you just should have not traded for
Yeah.
Beal. Like
You
traded
traded-
CP
Oh,
for
trade for
nothing.
somebody
You
else?
should have
Yeah.
traded. Yeah, you should have traded Ayton and CP for somebody else.
Yeah.
or for other
Should've
things,
kept the contract
for some
they
wing
had.
defenders or another point
Just
guard.
anybody
Like,
that's not Beal.
Yeah.
And does not have a no trade clause and that big of a contract. Because his contract's literally untradeable. You can't.
Yeah,
If
like-
he says he doesn't want to go somewhere, he has all the leverage.
So what's next? Different coach?
They're
Nah, it's
fucked.
not
is
Vogel's
what-
fault.
what it is.
It's not
They should
Vogel's
go to the
fault.
Warriors. KD should go to the Warriors.
They have to hope some minimum players like that can help them out sign with them.
Oh, then they're screwed.
They
This
are.
is the same
I
thing
mean-
as last year.
They have to trade KD, I think.
Man, I don't know. He's all NBA. That's the trade that you don't want to do.
But if they
unless
want
he
to,
forces you to.
if they want to recoup some assets and get a more well-rounded team, that's their only
That's,
option.
You
that's
seen
what they
that
had.
thing that you seen
Mikael
that-
Bridges and Cam Johnson.
How long is he signed for?
You see
I'm not
thing
the
that
GM.
the,
I wouldn't have
3 more
done that
years.
trade.
Damn.
You see
Year
the
or
thing that
two.
the Knicks said they want to go after Devin Booker.
I'm not buying it.
You see the thing that said the Knicks want to go after Devin
Oh
Booker.
no, he's staying there. He said he wanted to be like Kobe. So.
If anyone's getting
Like a
traded,
son
it's
for life?
KD.
Yeah.
It's
I think
KD.
I think KD's the
yeah,
only
not
one who would
Devin.
want to leave.
yeah. Devin
And I
is
feel like
Phoenix.
he should go back.
No, he's coming to the Lakers. Not seeing. Go back to the OKC.
Yeah,
I'd take
That
him
would be
to the
crazy.
Warriors.
Of course you would, buddy.
Man, shut the fuck up. They're cooked.
He's
bro.
never going there.
Yeah,
Again, like,
not with
I
Draymond.
low-key want him to go to the Warriors, though.
That would be
Nah,
Nice.
go back to
Why you
OKC,
say it
bro.
like
Make
that?
things right. That's what I think you should do.
Come on, man.
I think OKC would be
that
hard.
would be
That would
hard.
be good. Yeah.
They
That's
have
not in his
all
DNA.
the picks in the world they could
Imagine
give
having
them.
two. Imagine having KD
This is
trade
weird.
Chet.
He
He already changed with Chet.
Oklahoma.
Exactly.
Yeah,
This is
like-
for you.
Brother, KD
I
with
don't hate
fucking
it.
Shy and Chet.
Shay and Chet. Yeah, like, that'd
And
be
you
crazy.
have, what's his name?
J-Dub.
They only paid.
Oh, my
they only paid
Lord.
SGA too, right? The
No.
Supermax. Everybody else is on a rookie deal.
Yeah, everyone-
And they have like 8,000
They have infinity
picks. That would-
picks. They can give the Suns any picks
Yeah,
they
that
want.
would
They can
honestly-
do it.
that honestly, like, would make the most sense.
Yeah.
Like that would make the most sense because they have like 1,000.
They need a
picks.
forward.
That's the,
small,
I
too.
feel like that's the best way for KD to like
yeah.
change the narrative on his career if he
Go
goes
out.
back to OKC and wins a chip.
Yeah,
with them.
he got to do that. He got to do the Bron Cleveland stuff.
Niggas right
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
He got to do the Bron
You heard
Cleveland.
it here first. VDL. KD to.
They could
OKC.
like
KD,
their-
if you're listening
their
to
first
this,
stints, their
call
first
me.
stints
I'm
were
on your
pretty
PR
similar,
team.
You know, their first stints were pretty similar.
No, it's perfect. It's
Getting
perfect.
to the finals, losing. You know what I mean? Like
I think that would be good for if that.
going back.
People will still
You
call
want
him
a
a
chip?
front runner though. It'd be a bad look getting traded that many times.
I feel like it depends what the Thunder do.
can
Like
never win.
if we can tell the Thunder need help, and if he goes there, like if they
It
get
is funny going
destroyed
to a
by the
first seed game.
Mavericks, I feel like it'd be fine. People aren't.
it doesn't matter. I mean, because we don't think the OKC's gonna win it all. So
Exactly.
Nah, I think
not
they,
winning
I
it
think
all
they would
is
have
a
a
failure,
chance.
and you win. You get KD, and you have a chance.
Exactly.
I think
But
they
don't
win
think
it
they're
all.
call him a front runner because it's not like the Thunder were like some big team like going after it.
First seed though.
OKC
That's
has
our
a
Yeah, I
We
think
knew
no,
it
I
was
think
not
they're I
gonna
think
be
they're
like a
immediate
real thing in the
contenders. I
playoffs.
think they're immediate contenders.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
it.
if they get him, yeah.
Him first, though.
But that
They
that would
will.
be crazy.
He can't
That
come
would
off
make
these,
sense,
like,
but
alone.
because it's like it
Uh,
benefits both of them.
Let Omari speak. What'd you say?
I said it would make the most sense because it benefits the both of them. Like the Suns need picks and players. Like they could even spare role players. They have a
They get like
great
Aaron
deep
Wiggins
team.
or whatever.
Yeah, like they have
okay.
a deep team. So
But yeah, the GM Sam Presti's been there with KD. He formed the KD thing too, so there's like a relationship there. So I mean, he'd definitely have him back, or he wouldn't talk bad about him. But that's a good idea.
what if? Oh no, I was gonna say because you know how to say expansion. I was like, what if they moved OKC back to Seattle? You know what I mean?
I think they would just add a new team there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that's what I was saying. Like
Yeah.
when I think about the expansion, they would just add a team.
more money.
OKC's
that way.
been getting too much hype lately, and they're
Yeah,
just
they
like the
love.
vibe.
Yeah, the OKC loves
The
their
arena's
team.
just loud. Like
Yeah,
the
that's
fans
true,
really
that's true.
passionate. So
Well,
yeah.
the only reason I can't see this working is because OKC would have to trade somebody that's good that can help them win. Because
just have a couple role players and a bunch of picks.
but then does that help? Because Devin, you work off of Devin Booker's timeline in his career, so is that gonna help him win?
Here's how I look at it. I look at it as like what the 76ers did with James Harden last year, where they trade him away for a bunch of role players, and now they got cap space going into next season, so they could, like we talked about, sign Paul George or maybe somebody else. You know what I mean? So, next year
picks.
probably it's not it, but then you got cap space and you actually recoup some of the picks that you lost, so you can make a move the following year.
Yeah,
I think
I
that
feel
would be their best.
It might be a trade deadline type of thing,
Or that
next
too,
year,
yeah,
depending
yeah.
on how they go.
I think I agree with you. Yeah, I feel like if the regular season's not going well, I feel like they'll start the year with KD because it's just too big of a piece to move. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting situation because they can't really get better.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't think they're doing a whole lot of offseason.
they can't. They
Yeah.
really
You can't
can't.
get rid of Frank Vogel, right?
I mean, you could.
They
but
could. They
it's
probably
not-
will
it's
get
not
rid
his
of
fault.
them.
Like,
I mean, the heat's been dying down. No one said anything about it yet.
Yeah, but the best.
I don't think anyone blames him. It's like
if you're gonna keep
nobody blames this nigga.
which you should, right?
Yeah.
You should at least have another fucking teacher in there. You feel me?
That's a
Fuck throwing
scapegoat.
that
Coaches
to
is or always
I
Darvin
think-
Ham's. I mean, he's bad,
Nah,
but
yeah,
that's the
I was
reason.
saying,
Like,
nah, that was different. That's
you have to
I
change
need
something
I still
up,
need to
but
cut
I
that
think-
fire the coach.
If the locker room's not fucking with him, you just gotta let him go. Even if
Yeah,
he's not a bad
exactly.
coach, like if you don't
Oh, I
have
get
respect from the players,
It's just a bad look. You want to
need
be like
somebody
Milwaukee,
who has some
paying
respect.
4 or 5 coaches. It's a bad look to fire coaches, no stability.
But you need to
in a
make this
job.
work too. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Yeah,
You need somebody who's willing to fuck these guys up.
make them work.
This is crazy. Yeah, but
I think
next series.
Frank Vogel is like I
coaches.
wouldn't say he needs to be fired, but I wouldn't be mad if he got fired. You know, it's just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's fine, but it's not. He's
New
not a
direction.
terrible
It's not his
coach.
fault.
He's an okay coach,
Yeah.
in my opinion. So yeah, let's talk about the Timberwolves real quick. What I like from them a lot, I mentioned this when we were talking about the series. When you got Rudy Gobert, these are the best defenders he's ever played with in his career.
100%.
So it's not as bad. He's not
Yeah.
getting exposed on these switches because he got guys that can go over screens. Jaden McDaniels, Anthony Edwards, even Mike Conley for a point guard's a gritty defender. So it's like it works a lot better now because he didn't have to basically take all the responsibility of being a rim protector. And I like this about the Timberwolves. You know, Ant's turning into the guy, having a bunch of moments so far. And I don't know. I think I'm really high on this team moving forward. I think they can make a run. As long as they continue to hang their hat on defense, I think it's sustainable because you can always control how hard you play on that end. You can't always control if the shots go in.
Yeah.
So I'm really liking this whole thing with the Timberwolves. Unfortunately, their coach got his fucking knee obliterated.
oh man, yeah. Rest in peace, Chris Finch.
But
Rest in
unfortunately, he will be on the sideline, just
Yeah,
not
nah.
able to stand up and do.
It's a good thing he's not a
coach
player.
Tore his
shit,
patellar
sore,
tendon.
like, what
Tore his
the
patellar
fuck?
tendon.
But,
Crazy.
shout out to the Wolves though. I'm liking what I see.
Slow as fuck.
Depending on how far they go, I think Ant is going to be potentially the next face of the league. Depending on how far they
I
go.
mean, yeah, they're already crowning him the best shooting guard in the league,
like
right?
that.
Yeah.
He
I mean-
looks fucking
And I can't disagree.
Yeah, right now I can't.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, recency bias is still a thing, but yeah.
Right now, it's
And
him.
he just like the
Yeah, but
UFC. He
still,
just
like-
took on the number one contender and beat him.
Yeah.
So like you got to give him.
I mean,
respect.
like,
so,
say
yeah,
if
so,
Donovan
yeah.
Mitchell makes it to the finals, then we're going to say Donovan Mitchell's the best. So that's
if he makes it
Put
to
it
the
to
finals,
context,
yes,
yeah.
I'm gonna say
So-
because
yeah,
after
so, yeah,
what he
you
did
would-
today,
yeah.
he had to average 50.
So
to do
after
that.
what Anthony
Yeah.
Edwards just did, we're saying he's the best right now.
we have to.
What's
Yeah.
crazy too is that you look at like when Harden gets like nice stats too. It's like all right.
Wait, what did Donovan do today?
But bro didn't like dominate.
Contribute to the game.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
Ant beef. Oh my god.
Yeah, you can tell the moments where he's like,
I like that.
Ow, every time like boom.
yeah, nah. He got the personality for it too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's. I think that's like. I mean, that's a lot. I feel like it's playing
goes
into
into
it
it.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that man.
But yeah, I mean,
Guy.
the Wolves were surprisingly good. I think that there's
Yeah.
you got to give a lot of credit to
For sure.
Cat too, because like he's fitting in like
He
the
plays
best
good
can.
defense on
Yeah.
KD, honestly.
And he's fitting into the system like the best he can. Like he's taking a cut of his production and stuff
He's making it work.
to be able. Yeah, and he's doing what he needs to do to make it work, and he's still playing hard. You know, some people may be like whatever because they're not getting their same shit anymore, you know. But he's like bought in completely, and I feel like it's been paying off. So I feel like this series is definitely a mix. Like I said earlier, a mix of the Wolves have been playing amazing, and the Suns play like complete shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in a real world, in my opinion, I know I think I said like Suns in 6, maybe.
Yeah,
7.
same here.
But seeing as how they played, if the Suns played normal, I think it's like 4-2, maybe a game 7. But in what's it called's favor,
Timberwolves,
in the
are
Wolves'
going to win
favor.
that for sure.
I still think Timberwolves winning regardless. I
Yeah,
just think the
me too.
defensive gap is too big.
Yeah,
And
it,
it showed.
it was just too much. Like because at the end of the day, like these two players are also like declining. You know what I mean? Like, KD's like
They're all NBA. I think both of them are going to be all NBA.
Beal's for sure.
It's hard because
But it's
someone
like,
has to take
so
a hit.
going against like the best defensive team in the entire league, you know what I mean? Like, and you don't have no defenders, so you get cooked on defense every play. Like you have to go guard people. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna be like extra.
They
tired.
they really have no one. It's not even that they don't have anyone that can do that. They don't got nobody that wants to do that.
Yeah,
either.
Yeah,
like,
Beal
It's
don't
like-
want to defend.
Yeah, Beal,
Hell no.
Booker, KD. They don't want to guard
They got
the
Eric
other
Gordon.
team's
They
best
got
player.
Grayson Allen. Grayson Allen's probably like one of their best defenders.
Yeah, no, yeah, the
He
best
is.
3-point.
And he got
percentage.
injured during the series, so after
Yeah.
that, I knew it was over. Like,
Yeah,
no
like-
chance.
I even think Devin Booker underperformed offensively. If I had
He
to
did.
be
He
honest,
did. He did,
KD was the
but
only
Rudy
one.
Gobert was outperforming him. Like,
Yeah, Jaden McDaniels too was cooking a lot of games,
yeah.
all both on the offensive and defensive end. But I expected more from Booker going into
and
the
I
series.
think a big part of the thing with Booker is he's not a point guard. Like
Yeah.
he can't.
Yeah.
The double team thing. I know we mean about that, but he actually can't handle double teams.
It's true.
well. Like he doesn't know how to play make very well out of it. Not saying he can't pass out of it, but play make is a different thing because you can get it out to somebody on the perimeter, but that doesn't make a play. That just gets it out of your hands. So I think they're gonna need a true point guard. And like you said, they didn't have one with Bradley Beal or Chris Paul, but it's like. I mean, I feel like Chris Paul on a cheaper contract would have been better for this team, plus role players, than Bradley Beal on this huge.
if they
Yeah,
get
I
Jones,
agree.
Jones is a good pickup in my opinion.
I agree.
One of
Tyus
the,
Jones. If
they're
could-
both good, no?
Oh, Trey.
Oh, Tyus too. Tyus
is
more.
good. I mean,
Trey probably staying. He's not. I don't
Yeah.
know if
Tyus is
Spurs-
better.
No,
Yeah,
Tyus would be a
better.
good pickup. Tyus.
If they can get him, yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, Tyus is
Because
better
that's
than
that's like what that team needs. I mean, I'm not saying they win the game. I'm not saying they win the series, but that
That is
helps
what
a
they
lot
need.
in that aspect.
It's a lot of possessions where it's like, because KD can get his own, Bradley Beal can get his own, Booker can get his own, but it's like they need somebody that knows. Okay, I'm gonna feed.
What about
KD.
else? What about everything
No,
else?
not even that. They need to know like I'm gonna feed KD a little here, but then I'm gonna feed Book here, and I'm gonna get Bradley Beal just to like quarterback the offense. They don't even have to be good offensively, just enough to
not just straight up ISO.
yeah,
I don't.
basically.
I was
yeah.
gonna say this too. This is my opinion. This is just like in general that style of basketball that Phoenix plays. It's like, oh, I'm a skilled player and I can get my own. Blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
like-
And sometimes it goes like sometimes I see some of that stuff with the Lakers too. I'm better skilled than you. I'm gonna score whatever, and then the team ends up like suffering because of this. I don't like that style of basketball. I don't know if it's just me, but like
It's not winning basketball.
making like your great players. They have to play great and like they have to be better than the other like. I don't know that like as the team goes, that's I don't like it that much. I don't know. like,
It's why the Nuggets win. It's because Jokic
Yeah.
doesn't need to go off every game. Jamal Murray only needs to go off in the fourth quarter. Everybody else can contribute throughout the rest of the
Yeah,
game.
dude,
For the
honestly,
Lakers,
like-
I don't think it's like that. For the Lakers, I think it's just like D'Lo being stupid, or
Yeah,
he doesn't think. He'll
Everybody-
just chuck it up,
everybody, bro.
thinking he's
but-
better. It's not like LeBron or AD do that type of like offense.
In my opinion,
Yeah.
though, like
It's
their
a lot
main,
of things
their
for
main
them.
issue is like I think this is what we're seeing since like there hasn't been a successful big three like recently because a lot of the big threes are like so guard consistent. Is that thing still need charge?
No. Oh, what, you need it?
Yeah.
I'll let you know. This shit might die, but
Yeah, I
if
mean the
it's-
last
if
one
it
that
gets
worked
low
was
again.
what KD, KD and
That
Curry.
didn't even work. Oh, Curry, I guess.
That wasn't
Yeah,
even
I
like
guess
a
that's
big
not even
three.
bullshit.
KD and Kyrie and Harden might have worked for injuries.
I'm gonna
and that
say
was only
Miami
injuries.
Now
Heat.
Clay
bro.
was still pretty good though.
Miami
Miami
Heat was
Heat.
the last big three. That
I don't
was-
even think that's like a big four, if anything.
KD
Oh,
won.
okay.
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
But-
Talking about threes.
But this is like it's the same thing. It's not gonna
That
work.
shit's about to die, bro.
God damn. It's not gonna work because like having Beal there as a star player and like someone who's not really a defender, it's like we're seeing that we need just like you could have 2 stars, but you gotta have if you need 2 stars, but you gotta have like good role players around you. You know what I mean? Like I think we're seeing that that's like the best formula. It's almost like you're going for too much if you go get 3 stars on it. Almost. You know what I mean?
Because the rest of your team is gonna be
Yeah,
shit,
the
'cause
rest of
you're
your
paying
team is
those guys
compromised.
max
Yeah,
contracts.
unless you get like some of the best defenders you can.
Yeah,
like
you gotta get team comp.
you're not gonna.
Good team
Yeah,
comp.
like so. What we're seeing right now is that the 2 the formula of 2 stars and the rest just good role players seems to work way better and way more often than any of these big threes have.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So I think
In
that
today's
people
NBA
just got to
for sure.
stop. Yeah, like, and I think because Beal is really not a waste. I'm not like I feel mean saying a waste of space, but like if you had someone who's not as good, but like just a good winged 3-and-D
brick?
player,
Let me
like
see.
your team is better probably.
He basically does what Booker does.
Yeah,
You
like
know,
he's just it's just redundant.
yeah, exactly. So you don't
Oh,
really
shit.
need that. But they could have. I don't know.
Yeah,
Because
I'll make it.
2 years ago, I felt like Beal was one of the best
Oh,
scorers
well,
I've ever
I'll just
seen in
take
my
this
life.
quick,
The
man.
way that he scores a basketball.
Holy fuck.
It's-
Yeah,
he
no,
was
he's
money.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck.
2 years
You
ago,
take
Beal
the
was one of the
right
best
out.
scorers in the NBA. I mean, he averaged 30,
Like
but
that?
the way he scored, he can score in every like facet
Yeah.
of the basketball.
Oh, no.
I mean,
Now he
Nice.
can't. He's not. He doesn't have
He
the
was
same
nice,
legs. 100%. Like the way that he come off screen, his footwork, everything was like exceptional.
Yeah, he was great, but
Because he can't move the same. He doesn't have the same.
he keeps
energy.
getting hurt. He keeps getting hurt.
His legs.
Injuries?
Yeah.
So Kawhi.
I mean, Kawhi still stays consistent. I don't know how.
Kawhi can still turn it on. It's,
Yeah.
it's weird. Like Hassan, like I don't know. Like, but
Yeah, that's
Hassan,
why-
when Hassan said he gives you glimpses, he really be doing that,
Yeah,
bro.
Kawhi's good when
He'll
he's
go to like
healthy.
110% and be like 0. Like it's insane.
Yeah, Kawhi's still good when he's healthy. Beal's healthy, even when he's healthy, he's
And
not
cheeks.
as good as he used to be.
Okay, the back half of that a little got cut off, but it's fine. You guys didn't say nothing too crazy. Let's run through some of these other series that were pretty straightforward. Celtics versus Heat, 1-8 seed. The fact that the Heat got one honestly was kind of impressive to me because I thought that Celtics would make light work of them.
That was bad. Yeah.
But
So many
Tyler
threes
Hero
they made
did
that
his
game?
thing in that game.
They made 23 threes that game.
Yeah.
The rest of the series, they made 21. In one game, they made more threes than the rest of it. That's
Damn.
so you know how
crazy.
on they had to be to win that game. But, the
But
fact that
what
they
happened to
got
Fraud
one-
Watch? I thought she
Yeah.
was on Fraud Watch for Boston.
No, he is on front
Yeah,
watch.
they're frauds. They can let a game go. How do you let a game go,
That's what I'm
Boston?
saying. That's bad. It's bad.
That's bad looks, bruh. That's bad looks.
But they're not gonna have a challenge.
But I think
until-
it helps them like. I think it helps them get better because it's like, okay, we got to tighten up. Letting a team like the Miami Heat with no
wake
Jimmy
up.
Butler
Honestly,
or Rozier let us get a win on us.
Let
Like,
us get one.
yeah, so they're gonna like, okay, we need to like take it seriously now.
But I feel like that's also bad because other teams seeing this are like, oh shit, we can actually get them.
That's
Yeah.
all it took. One game.
we'll see which
Just a
one,
couple
like-
threes.
Yeah, no, I think I agree. I don't think the next series is gonna go as smoothly as people would think. Like,
No, I think they're gonna beat them in 5.
nah, I don't think. I think
I
they'll
don't
get
care
at
who
least
they
2.
play.
Do you know who they're playing?
Yeah. No, I don't.
We don't,
Orlando
either.
or Cavs.
we don't know. I do.
I don't care who they play though.
I know who they're playing.
Yeah,
I
I
have
think.
a controversial
Well, they're
take for
smacking
you.
either team. I don't know in how many games,
I
but
say 5.
Betting on the under.
yeah, I mean they're gonna have a pretty easy path to the Eastern Conference Finals and probably the finals if we're being honest. But they took care of business. I guess that's all you can say. But hopefully. You know, so I want to see him fail personally because they're just like the big
Dude,
bad
I'm
wolf
Yeah.
I'm
trying
saying
to take
Jason
him
Tatum
down.
would score 8 points and win
Yeah,
playoff games.
dude,
What
it's
is
like
this?
it's
These are
disgusting,
stories.
man.
That game, they won by
Put
30.
LeBron
By
on
the way,
that
they won
team,
by
man, they
30.
would never- he would have
He
still
took
had his
9
final
shots.
streak.
He took 9 shots and they won by 30.
But the one thing I will say, no
Role play, I
Porzingis.
told you.
He got hurt. He's gonna be
Yeah.
out for a few weeks.
It don't
Nah,
matter.
dude,
It
put
doesn't
hey,
matter.
if
They're still
if,
deep.
if Ron went from Cleveland,
For the next series, sure, but the
Dude, I've seen
Eastern Conference Finals, it might be
Sam
issue.
Hauser dropped 17 points like the other day, bro.
Sam Hauser, not Kristaps Porzingis.
Siberian.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they still have someone who can score.
But he's a big man. Is my point. Like that's a big man that
Well,
Al Horford can't do everything.
yeah, I'm assuming he'll come back by the conference finals.
We'll see. I don't know.
They
I don't
said
know what
several
to
games, but I don't know what several.
We'll
games.
see. Also, how fast they win and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
but
rest.
if he's not there, is all I'm saying. It might be an issue moving forward. But the next series, even if it's the Cavs with their bigs are like so ass offensively that it
matter.
doesn't even matter to be
I
honest.
don't know.
And then they'll play 5 out and 2. Just have Horford shoot threes, and they won't even close out. So.
Yeah. So we'll kind of skip over that one. Not much
Oh, the
to say.
Heat. I guess Jimmy might leave. Oh, we can talk about that another day because we don't know. But
I guess.
he wants
Oh,
a
damn, they
max
tied
from
it
the.
up.
He wants a max from the Heat, which he shouldn't get
Stupid.
because he doesn't play games. But
I feel like it's too much speculation. I feel like if I agree with them not wanting to keep him around because he's basically there for the playoffs. He's like the
yeah,
anti Kawhi. Like he's actually only there for the playoffs. Doesn't give a fuck about the regular season. So I don't know. They need a lot more scoring. And in my opinion, Jimmy doesn't bring that. So if you can kind of swap him out for a much better score, I would. But if you can also keep him while adding that, I would. So it's just you just kind of got to wait and see.
they tried that with Rozier, but he didn't play.
I
So.
think keeping
Yeah.
him and adding somebody would be way better.
If you can trade Rozier and like some other dudes, I would do it.
Who would you
Again.
want? Who would help? You want his
I'm a
forward,
Zach
you want-
Levine or something. He's on a low on a cheap.
I
Maybe
feel like
buy
they're
into it.
cooked
Didn't they
right
have a
now.
guard problem? Didn't we say they shouldn't get another guard?
No, they need scoring. I think.
But a guard.
Who's taking up a lot of the money? Butler,
Adebayo and Tyler Hero
Abdul, man.
Yeah, see, Hero
and Terry Rozier,
He's
but they're
not-
gonna have
he's
to
never
resign
healthy.
him.
Then you're not fucking carrying your weight.
Wait, who's never healthy?
Tyler.
Well, he was healthy this year, but
No, he wasn't. Look how many games he missed.
I mean for the playoffs.
And
I mean, he came back like right before.
How'd he do?
Like a few weeks before.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, he played the Celtics, so it hurt.
He had one good
He had
game.
one good game, yeah.
He got them their only win.
I guess that's true.
I'm not blaming him for anything. I'm just be honest. He doesn't stay healthy during the season, but he didn't play bad in the playoffs.
That team was destined to lose. There's nothing I want to
There's nothing.
like
you can't-
there's nothing you could say like to bash on the Heat. It's just like, yeah, dude. Even okay, I want to say this. Even if Jimmy was healthy, I still think they lose.
They
Like
do
regardless.
lose, yeah.
So Jimmy being not involved is a non-factor to me. But I guess
Like, what's next? What do they do next?
I really don't know. It's either you got to get a star and try and compete, or
He needs to score.
I think they got to compete. I think they should get first
They
star.
need scoring, period,
Yeah,
because
scoring
Jimmy's not a scorer. Tyler Hero can't be your best scorer.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. And he's your third.
I don't like the spacing.
either, but
I say Levine.
Third
I say
highest player.
you say YOLO. Give me Levine for the Lolo.
Fuck.
Just
Another
another
be
fake
fucking
or
fire.
a lower level Dame type of thing.
Hey, just he level culture
that Dame.
revitalized his career. You know what I mean? Another quick series we could run through: Thunder versus Pelicans. I mean,
fucking Zion. Oh, you know I want to say this now. I'm taking away my Zion Glaze affiliate badge. I'm not going to talk about this man
Glad.
anymore.
I'm glad.
I don't care how
bro.
much generational
He
quotes
really
I give.
did.
The fact that this man didn't get to play in the playoffs again after dropping 40 points against the Lakers, I have nothing to say. I'm done. I'm done glazing
all-time
Zion.
hater.
How about you, Hassan? What
I
you
am
gotta say?
done glazing you, Zion.
I've said the same thing. He's
Yeah, it's
never
gonna
stays
happen.
healthy, and he's fat. So that's about
Yeah,
it.
man.
Hater.
Lose weight.
I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you.
Yeah. For Zion, yeah. Hate the way that you eat. Hate the way that you cut your food.
Let's just. I mean, okay, Zion, whatever. He's not healthy. I don't want to bag on that too much. We kind of already know the narrative. I do want to bag on one man though, Brandon Ingram.
Oh.
We need some fucking midgets courtside or something because
Whoa.
I don't know why you're
crazy.
not performing. This man's
He's
averaging
coming off
10
an injury
points.
though, man. Come on, give him.
I
some-
get it, but it's like 8 points in an
CJ?
elimination
What about
game.
CJ?
Like
Nah, CJ's cooked.
CJ's
So
cooked.
CJ
The
can
whole
be good?
team. I'm disappointed in the whole team, really, the Pelicans, because I really thought seeing what you guys did against the Suns a couple years ago, you would at least put up more of a fight, especially against the inexperienced team. That first game, if you could, like,
First seed though. Again, the question is,
Look.
how much do we give credit to OKC?
I give credit to OKC. They did great. They handled their business. Their offense was good. They
Business.
flowed well. They had good team basketball. I respect that. But at the same time, you can also respect the team while having, like we talked about for the Timberwolves Suns, it's a little bit of both. Like you can't be basically getting blown out every game. The best game you had a chance to win was the first one. You lost by 2 points, and it was like the worst fourth quarter ever. CJ and Brandon Ingram didn't show up at all. So it's like the fact that was your best loss, it says a lot. You
Yeah.
got a long way to go, and I know Zion wasn't healthy, but like I said, I don't know if I said it on here, but Brandon Ingram, he's getting traded for sure, 100%.
Next year.
100%. And I
Why?
think he's going for Darius Garland. I think he's going to get they're
Why,
doing a
though?
Darius Garland swap because it doesn't work.
You think you just want Zion to like get better? Him and Zion can't work together. Or what?
It doesn't work because CJ and him are repetitive. You could trade CJ, like that's
Yeah,
an
get him
option,
out
but
of
you're
there.
not
Need a guard.
getting shit back.
Yeah,
Brandon
True.
Ingram has value, so I think you could, and you need a point guard. I think that's a real point guard. They tried CJ / Brandon Ingram point, it doesn't work.
Yeah, nah.
They don't have one, and like I think we're seeing with a lot of these teams the value of having like a floor general that just they don't have to actually be the best offensive player on the floor, but they're like an on court coach. And
Yeah.
it's like it's important.
Helps a lot, yeah.
It helps a lot, and I think the Pelicans need that.
It's not a bad offer. You might be able to keep Donovan with that.
From what I've read too about the fans are done with the Ingram experiment. Like I don't know. From what I've seen on Twitter and like the what the Pelicans fans are saying, I think they want a change, especially with the disappointing seasons back to back with Zion not playing. When they do make it, he's not healthy and they get fucking swept. They're destroyed in the first round.
no.
It's like with the amount of talent you have when they put the team together, plus the draft picks they had, we would thought by now they'd be at least a top 5 seed consistently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have bootleg Clippers.
Not
They're just the worst version. Like,
Yeah, nah.
because they at least not making the playoffs, like first round at least.
I think they just gotta trade and try to recoup what you can from these people.
They don't even have a good pick. It's not. I don't think they have a lottery pick. So,
I am
well, we'll see.
They got a lot of work to do. All right, now let's get into the competitive series. Let's start with a little less competitive one. I hate to say it, but Lakers
most
and
competitive.
I'm ready to
Nuggets.
rip these
Oh,
motherfuckers.
let's before that, let's do the Pacers Bucks one.
okay.
Do you have anything? Because
Okay.
Lakers.
I literally got
We're gonna get
bricked.
into that one. Yeah.
I was fully
All
hard.
right. Pacers. Let's talk about
man?
let's talk about the Pacers Bucks just because
Last one.
Giannis didn't play the entire series. Damian Lillard missed a few games. I think we kind of expected it,
Very
knowing that those two wouldn't play.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think the Bucks put up a pretty good fight without them. Chris Middleton had a hell of a series. Shout out to
Finally.
Cash Money,
He's
baby.
back.
Chris Kobe.
I don't know. That was I guess the only positive you could take away. I mean, we all know Doc Rivers is a fraud.
Kept his job though with
Yeah.
those performances. At least you got 2. So.
You got something out of him, yeah. I mean, Patrick Beverly, antics on the court, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Having beef with fans. He got banned
the
from
court.
being on ESPN
You
ever
subscribe to
again.
my podcast? You subscribe to my
bitch.
podcast?
Get the fuck out,
Yeah. Put the mic down.
Bitch.
Put the mic down. It's good marketing for one.
Yeah, I mean, again, not surprising. Shout out to the Pacers. They did their thing. Their defense still struggled a bit, and that's kind of why the Bucks won those few games because they kind of let Chris Middleton just cook them.
Yeah.
But
They'll get exposed for that soon in doubt.
the offense was enough. I guess the Bucks can really keep up with them with just Dame and Chris Middleton. I mean,
Yeah.
Dame was trying his ass off. He was
he was.
really trying to will them to some wins.
Yeah.
He didn't look
So-
that good though, huh?
He
He
did.
didn't look the same.
First game he was crazy.
He had 35 and a half.
He had
So,
two-
first game,
He had a few
At
really
home?
good games, actually.
on the road,
Then he got
looked
hurt.
We were
shit.
saying playoff Dame is back.
on
Yeah,
the road
yeah,
he looked like
yeah.
shit.
But I think
I
like
can't blame him. He was literally getting triple teamed.
Yeah, that's by himself.
next year is
man.
going to be the do or die season. Like
for sure.
him, Giannis, and then Doc has a training camp under his belt, a full year of experience.
And they gonna
So,
need to add some players too.
Yeah.
Some defensive
Guys,
players
I
who
say you
wanna play
keep Pat
defense.
Bev though. Keep
sure,
him on a minimum.
Sure, he's fine for a minimum. That's not an issue. But
Yeah.
Pat Bev on the same
Yeah.
team for 2 years in a row.
Impossible.
He's been on like 65 years. That's
yeah.
the
he'll
same.
start on the Bucks, but he'll
The
get
world
cut
will
next
stop.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah, the world will stop if he stays on the same
Nah,
team.
I don't know how he has these random offensive games where he just goes for like 18 to 20 points.
Hey, man, yeah.
No, because they leaving him open. That's why.
He averaged 40 in high school.
gonna hit a
And then he
few
does
of
the
them.
antics and everything. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
But
he
when
averaged 40 in high
But when
school.
I watch Bev, yeah, I know he averaged the 40 in high school, and his offensive game on the court, it looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. I don't know if I'm looking at like he looks like troubled, like he's frantic. I don't know, like
Troubled is
like
whole like personality.
no, but like he looks like he's angry, like playing basketball like a lot.
That's how. Yeah.
But
That's how
like
we
and
do
like
it.
he can't keep up with the ball. It's weird, bro. It's weird. That's Bev offense though.
Yeah, Bev offense.
When he dribbles, it's funny.
Are we?
We can get to Lakers now.
Is
though.
that it? No more Pacers talk.
Yeah,
Fuck
nah.
it. Nah.
We
Yeah.
can talk about the next
I like
series.
what Miles Turner showed. I want to
Pacers
highlight
fan?
that.
No.
Miles Turner played very, very well
Yeah,
this
we can
series.
talk about it when we talk about the.
Yeah, fuck the Pacers. No, I'm just kidding.
Our
Pacers
predictions.
fans. No.
Anyway.
Leave some mad comments.
Ricky
in
don't
the
watch this shit.
description. Facts.
We'll give our predictions for the next
Albert
series.
fell off after his season tournament. What do you guys
Actually, you know what? Let's do this because let's just end with the Lakers because I know we're all about to have a bunch of beef and arguing matches
So you
about
want to
this.
do predictions now?
No. Let's not do predictions. Let's talk about the Knicks and 76ers series. That was a great one too, but I think we're not going to be as passionate about that one as we are about
yeah.
the Lakers.
I could be.
So Knicks end up winning 4-2, probably the most competitive series in the first round. Back and forth. Knicks end up stealing a game. 76ers end up stealing a game, but the Knicks end up having enough and winning in 6. I think a lot of the conversation is going to go around Joel Embiid not being healthy. Tobias Harris is obviously a big talking point because he didn't have a single good game this series. Kelly Oubre deserves more money than that man. This man's about to get ready to go off.
Nah, you're saying it for me.
Hey, give us
But-
like 3 minutes solo.
But
that's
the one good thing we could take away from the Sixers is we know Tyrese Maxey is that second star next to Joel Embiid. Had a crazy, insane game in the playoffs with that crazy shot to send it to overtime that they ended up winning. But they'll have a lot of cap space next season. They'll have a lot of decisions to make about the players they want to bring back. So, we do have questions about this team, but I think they're in a good position going into next season. Like, it's not like panic button or anything for them like it is for the Suns or something. So, I'm just curious on your thoughts about this series and moving forward, like the outlook on the team.
For the 76ers, the cap space
Yeah.
is a good thing. You can let Tobias Harris go. You know what him and J. Cole have in common? They don't show
They
up.
don't show up.
Could have put J. Cole out there. That's
They
what he looked
fold
like.
when it matters most.
scored the same amount of points in Game 6.
0.
Hey, they fold when it matters most.
Oh,
you know
God.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Kelly Oubre is a better option. You're going to have to pay him if you want to keep him after the season that he's had.
And I think they should because he hasn't had stability either. He hasn't been on a team, Warriors, going to the Charlotte Hornets, Wizards, like all these teams. I think he needs to find a home.
You don't have to
because
pay him that much either.
He's a good player and he fits them well as
Yeah.
well.
Tyrese Maxey, I think he took a step up, showing us that he can show up in playoff series. Embiid was terrible in the fourth quarter for like multiple
Yeah.
games, but he's hurt. He's a first round merchant this year. That's
I will say
to be
one
expected.
thing: them dirty plays, brother. You can't keep doing them shits, bro. That was out of
The
pocket.
Draymond
I'm
reputation.
sorry. Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, the cap space is the biggest thing. Get one more star. Let Tobias Harris walk. I mean, they
Talking
might go
about,
back
like,
to
Paul George
or
and
Jimmy
stuff.
too.
Yeah.
I heard Jimmy coming there. So
Back in
that
Philly is not happening.
Tobias Harris over me.
So
We'll
they're
see.
going wrong the rights this offseason.
I expected them to. No, I thought Philly was going to win the series, but things didn't go that way. Brunson had a freaking 40-point game average for 4 games. He's insane. Yeah, so he's showing up and willed them through. So I think 76ers are in a good spot going into next season. We'll give Embiid one more year before we figure out what to do with him.
And I don't want to take this as a joke, but like really, the power of friendship for the New York Knicks kind of got it done. Just the fact that they trust each other so
Villanova,
much
yeah.
and play for each other, like Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, even guys that aren't on the same college team together, you could just tell they play for each other.
Yeah,
They play hard
special
every
team.
possession, and I think that's the difference here because like you could tell Tobias Harris, he's not trying that much. You know what I mean? Some of these guys, Joel Embiid, he cares, but he's also doing
half
a
the
little.
team gave
you know
up.
what I mean? Yeah, it's
Low-key.
like Maxi's the only one that you could say gives 100 every possession on that team.
Exactly,
Maybe
yeah.
Oubre a little bit, but he's also not a full-time starter and not on the court all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So
Lowry tries too. That's his old.
yeah, but he's
Yeah, for
old.
real,
and
Lowry
he,
be
he
hustling.
can only
Yeah,
do so
that's all-
much. Yeah.
That's all he could do.
Yeah.
So I think that was the difference in the series.
Even like the fans
culture.
at MSG, like everybody loves the
The
Knicks
energy,
players.
yeah.
Yeah, so that helps.
And the 76ers were even booing. The 76ers fans were even booing them at times when they were playing poorly.
They always do that. Good.
Yeah.
Boo bad play.
Yeah,
No, there's a
Joel
lot of
Embiid-
Knicks fans in the Philly arena.
Embiid's a crybaby, bro. Talking to the media like, oh, it was disrespectful.
Yeah.
It was disrespectful.
Man, just own up to the L, bro. Don't make excuses for it.
You got a lot to prove next season.
Niggas
I'm
mad
giving
about
it a
the
pass
fans
this year
not
'cause
liking
of a
them
lot of
being
things,
ass.
But
Yeah.
next season is you
Do or
got
die, 100%. I
You
don't care
know-
if you're healthy or not healthy. We're gonna get on you.
Yeah, for sure.
You know who
'Cause
else
he's about to
got
be
booed?
30 plus. He's not
Yeah,
already.
it's a second round merchant.
You know who else got booed?
Huh.
The Lakers.
There you go, transition king.
Well, hold on. Let's talk about the Knicks a little more. No
Oh.
respect on the Knicks.
Well, I was just gonna talk about him further.
I think I was one of the people that said Sixers in 6 or 7, so I do want to apologize for that one. The Knicks did show up, damn near. Fucking Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, Brunson are playing for like an average of 47 minutes a game. That's just- whatever it is, I'm not making excuses, but Brunson did play his ass off. I want to give it to him. He played at times. He was just unguardable. He was making every shot, clutch bucket. He was getting it done, and I want to give it up to him. Josh Hart, also former Laker, got to shout him out. Always, he was hustling on every play, offense, defense. There was even a time when I was watching the games where I'm like, bro, Josh Hart does not shoot this many threes, and this motherfucker's making every three. So it's like, that team is good. They got OG. They have a lot of good pieces. Even Mitch Robb and Hartenstein were
It's crazy.
getting
They be
abused.
playing OG like 50 minutes
Yeah.
with his elbow injury. Like,
Yeah.
they do not give a
Playoff
fuck
rises,
about that
playoff
man's
rises.
health.
Make it to the finals. You know how
He
many
said-
minutes is gonna be logged in for all those guys?
He said, it ain't gonna be your knee, nigga. If it ain't your knee, you're playing.
Yeah, but it's
You get 45. You get 45 minutes.
overall, I did get surprised by the Knicks, and I did like what I see from the main cast of guys. So hopefully, going into this next series, I expect good things from them now. Now that I see what I saw.
You know, the other thing with the Knicks is that they have trade. Like I was talking to you saying about this, they have so many trades and they have cap space because of the friendly deals that Randall and Brunson have. So next year is going to be the
Not
big
even
push
them.
for the chip.
The whole team got friendly deals. Like McBride's on like a 3-year, $3 million deal. He's not worth that much money.
And then
He's worth way
the
more.
only thing I think you have to pay OG, but I don't think he's going to be worth that much. He's not Mac. He's not a first or five
He'll get a-
freaking first round
he'll get a
pick
good-
guy that he was. A
He'll
year
get
ago.
like
You get a
20,
Tobias
25
Harris.
mil.
Yeah, which is not
Well,
crazy.
He'll
Yeah.
get a Tobias Harris
Like
back.
he'll be like
No,
top,
hell no.
he'll get
Tobias
like
back.
top tier role player money.
yeah. Just
So-
a friendly deal that helps them get another player and trade their picks for a star. Run at Mitchell, I guess.
Yeah.
God, I hate Tobias Harris.
We'll see.
It's insane.
Brunson's legit.
Now,
Yes.
the last series before the Lakers is the Magic and Cavs, which hasn't happened
Oh,
yet. Game
predict-
7.
predict-
we can,
predict-
we
predict.
can give our predictions for that because it's a first round series, and you could go really either way.
All right, go ahead.
Who wants to give a predict on the next
How about Isaac?
Okay, you can go
Isaac
first.
started
us off. Baby?
First predict.
On who's gonna win?
Cavs,
Easy
Orlando.
peasy, bro.
Game 7. Who wins?
It's gonna be the Cavaliers, brother. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Donovan's always gonna fucking show up like he be doing, and somebody else is gonna help his ass out, and it's gonna be just enough.
I also have Cavs in 7. They're playing at home. The home team has won every game.
I'm not.
in 7 like
Has to be seven, brother. Has to.
right.
Like it's a predict.
Has to.
Nah,
Cavs game 7.
I got Cavs in
game
6. I think they're gonna go back to.
They go back.
They're gonna redo.
I'm gonna go
they're
on
gonna
the court and
protest
help
the
them.
game.
Donovan might drop 50 this game. I don't know.
but I would say I got Cavs too. I think that in the game 7, the inexperience, they have much less experience on the Magic side. You know, and game 7 is such high pressure situations that that's when your experience really has to shine.
Good point,
You
good
know?
point.
Donovan is the only person, and obviously he's shitting on him because I feel like he has the most experience out of everybody on the floor right now, which is crazy. Aside from maybe some vets who like Tristan Thompson, but like
You don't play.
you know what I mean? But yeah,
He's battle tested, though. He's been in a lot of
and he's
series.
rising. So I feel like that's what's gonna really give them the edge, honestly. I don't think he's gonna fall short like in that situation, and I think that some of the younger people and more inexperienced people on the Magic are, you know.
I'm gonna agree with Omari halfway. I think Donovan is gonna deliver, but I think the other people are gonna come short. I think Magic's on a roll after winning this game. They're coming off, dude. Imagine like the best player on their team dropped 50 and they lost. You're like, damn, I'm feeling fucking great. You're gonna go to Cleveland. Paolo's rolling. Franz Walt rolling. I think the Magic are gonna upset the Cavs this next game.
I like that you said that because I don't want us to all agree, but I got the Cavs here. I think like what you said, not only is he battle tested and been there, but he's just the best player on the court. And I just think in a game 7, I'm gonna take the team with the best player because I think down the stretch they're gonna be able to take over and hit the shots when they need to. So I'm gonna go with them. Now, if the Cavs players like today don't contribute anything, now I don't need Darius Garland to go for 30 himself, but like 20 something, like Evan Mobley can give me more than 4 points or whatever he had today. So I think they just need to do a little bit, and I think them being at home will help because just the role players just play better at home typically.
Hopefully
maybe Max Strus could hit a couple threes and that'll be enough.
Hopefully the lights are better.
And I just think the Orlando Magic, I like what they did this season. They've had a great year, and hopefully they can win and keep it going. But I just think the inexperience. I even saw it this game at times, like not having a point guard. We talked about it earlier, but like you kind of just put it on Paolo to do stuff, and they're just too young to know what to do. Like Cole Anthony was taking long threes at the end of the game just because they don't know how to initiate offense. They're not that experienced yet.
Another point is like the Cavs. I think everybody in that organization realizes that this might be their last game together, and they need to win this, or everybody's like gone. Like you said, Garland might get traded, Mitch will go on out.
Coach might get fired.
Exactly. The GM might get fired. Like everybody's on the hot seat for this one game.
Nobody's watching the game.
Yeah, they need this win, and like
sweat.
they might share. Like I said before, my point with sheer willpower winning the game. They need this game 7 in order to keep everybody alive and have jobs at the end of the day. For some guys,
Watch the refs.
The script.
Watch the refs.
Yeah.
80k funneling through Max Strus.
If they're not locked in, then that's the end of this Cavs era.
Thank God.
Damn.
Should come to fucking LA already. Damn.
I would like them to lose just because I think it's a guarantee that Donovan leaves. Because if they win and like keep shit going, it might be a chance he stays.
We have a better series to watch. I'd rather watch the Cavs.
True.
Boston besides Orlando.
But
Boston.
I fuck with the Magic. You know, I know that they're not gonna win, but I don't think the Cavs are gonna win either. So maybe like a more fun series.
This has been a good series. Game 7 series against 2 teams at the same like level, 4 and 5.
Let me check. I feel like the Magic have been owning the Celtics this year, like in the regular season.
That
if
don't
I'm not
matter, though.
mistaken.
We know that.
Obviously, but that might say a little bit about like the matchup. You know.
Yeah, that might have a chance.
I'm so pissed off Giannis didn't play a single playoff game.
I mean, the Suns
He dodged the bullet. They still might have lost the series.
Yeah, that would have been way worse.
The Suns lost and they swept the Wolves in the season.
Yeah, that's why we're saying
mean,
it
like-
don't matter. But just to have that point, that was my whole point of why I think the Suns would win.
If Giannis played all the games they would lose too?
Yeah.
Huh?
You think if Giannis played all the games they would lose?
If he was 100%?
Yeah.
Oh no, I thought.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just saying but I don't think they would have won a chip. It's better to go out like this than lose in the second round. 100%.
The team wasn't that. Yeah, it wasn't.
It
as
wasn't good all year.
The team wasn't ready.
Dude, they were losing to like bottom. They lost to the Spurs.
They
I think
lost.
in the regular
They
season.
ended the season like 500 over
That's
the
a
last
Rivers
few games.
disaster
with him being
class.
healthy. Oh yeah, but we blame Rivers now.
I
And he
will
won him
blame
2
Rivers.
games.
I'll blame Rivers
He
till I
won him 2
die.
games right now without Giannis.
Chris Middleton.
Give him his credit.
K
Okay,
Middleton.
man.
He put Chris Middleton
Did
in
he?
position.
Was he
Let him
controlling?
know.
Was he
Pause.
controlling Chris Middleton like on the side?
Pretty much, though. He's telling him what to do.
Yeah, telling him.
That's the only thing a
Chris,
coach could
Chris
do.
hit a game tire.
So
Chris
no-
hit another game tire.
Okay,
Chris,
so coaches don't matter then in that case.
No. I just don't think you should give him that much credit, bro.
No, but he was letting Chris. I'm sure Budenholzer would be like, Chris, swing the rock. But Doc's probably like, Chris, do your thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who do they have left? Bobby.
Hey, he lets Bobby cook. Dude,
He does.
He lets Pat cook too.
That's what I'm saying. So
He showed his
knows,
worth
yeah.
at least.
Oh my God.
I can't. Let me say this. I can't blame him for their loss.
Yeah.
I'll say that. I'm not gonna give him that much
Your
credit,
two
but I won't
superstar
blame
players
him.
aren't playing. Yeah, it's fine.
I'm not gonna
Push
blame
him to
him.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give him push
With
better
Bobby
than I
Portis and
thought.
Chris Middleton.
Exactly right. As your best
And
players.
Pep going like this.
Dude, Dame didn't even play some of the games. So
I know.
It's pretty impressive to be honest,
Yeah,
all
it
things
is
considered. All right, now we can get into the fucking boys.
All right, I gotta get out.
Los Angeles
I'll let you
Lakers,
guys
Los Angeles
take this.
Tweakers losing to the Denver Nuggets. Like we always do. You know, this podcast is a Lakers-centric podcast, so we about to get into it. I'm not even going to start because I got a lot to say, and I don't want to interrupt nobody. So
Should I go?
I have nothing
Yeah,
to say.
you can go, Hassan.
you can go, Hassan, if you got a lot to say.
I mean, I told you they'd lose in 5, and Anthony Davis, he played like perfect basketball this season. Shout out to AD, played all the games and performed in the playoffs, and no one had anything bad to say about him except getting worked by the best player in the
At
NBA.
least there's no more AD slander.
So,
So I
give
could
him that.
lay my head on.
But yeah, I think Denver is just a better team. Jamal Murray is a playoff riser. He showed you guys again why. I told you D'Lo would be bad, so I'm just glazing myself and saying I'm Messiah, and I told you guys what would happen
Yeah.
in terms of that. But you want to talk about coach or just analysis of this first?
No, let's talk about the series, and then we can talk about the future.
Okay,
'Cause
yeah,
I want
that's all I have to say about the series.
I also want
happened.
to talk shit about us too.
All right,
All right, go ahead.
No,
Yeah.
I can, you
Go,
can-
go,
you
go.
can
No, let Isaac.
no.
Yeah, let Isaac cook.
I'm done speaking.
Okay. We played terrible, guys. Okay. I know you guys have seen the same stat that everybody in the fucking world has seen. We controlled the game for God knows how many fucking minutes. They had only how much of control time with the lead, bro, and we got shitted on every motherfucking game, brother.
You can't,
We
you
might
guys
as
can't
well
finish
got
games.
swept. We might as well got swept.
Yeah,
Darvin
it was the
has
same
the worst-
last year too, man.
No, I ain't saying might as well because getting that one game is
Ham
important.
is the
That
worst.
should mean something to
Yeah.
me.
Ham,
haven't beat
them in 2 years.
Yeah,
Ham
facts.
is the worst.
Edit that shit. We don't gotta hear it no
coach.
more.
Dog, you know how many days it was since we had beat that? It was like 300 or 400 days.
Yeah.
bad, bro.
That's
Over 2
fucking
years.
insane. Darvin
That
Ham
was
is
2
the worst
years. It
coach
was
in
more
the
than
fucking
that.
world,
It's
dog.
like fucking Frank Ocean dropping music, dude.
How many times? How
I
many
can't
times?
say that no more.
How many times did you see Rui miss a layup?
Oh man.
Oh my god.
How many times did you see Rui hit anything?
How many?
Never.
Hey, how much did he get paid?
No, he not. He on a
Like
fine-
12 or
15,
15.
15 mil.
No, that was like
17
But total
or
50
something.
mil, right?
12 to 15.
Yeah, 12 to
What about
15.
Austin Reeves? Not showing up one game, showing up this game.
And
Like,
Darvin
No,
Ham's
no, I'm not
gonna-
blaming
Listen,
Austin Reeves.
brother,
Austin Reeves is the
Aaron was
last
okay.
player that
No, no,
deserved
no, no.
blame.
he needs
Reeves-
tape.
One person.
Reeves needed to shoot more, brother. Okay. He
did
needed to
more.
shoot.
I
There was games
disagree.
where he was like super content with like by not shooting.
He did have a
It's
lot of
'cause the
games in
game
the beginning.
flow, I think.
His first few games were like he was just non-aggressive.
Do more,
Like-
bro.
I'm not
Do
blaming
more.
Reeves, bro.
No,
I'm
it's
not
not his
blaming
more,
fault, but I'm
dog.
saying
He had a
was
bad
non-aggressive
series,
at
but I'm
first.
not blaming.
That's
I'm
not
not
his
blaming him.
fault.
I'm not. No, he's the least of it. But
I
I'm
mean, at the
saying
end of the
Rui's
day,
the
it's
top.
everybody.
Darvin Ham's the top. Why would you not play more players? Why are we playing Dinwiddie?
No,
Why
no,
the
no,
fuck
no,
we
no,
play-
no, no.
Did you not see the other stat?
What do you mean
Hold
more
on, hold on.
players?
There was
Like
another
Max.
stat that said
Nah, don't play
Dinwiddie-
Max, just don't play Dinwiddie.
Hayes,
Oh, yeah.
and fucking what's his name that we got from Miami?
Gabe.
And Gabe, bro.
Why is he not playing?
Oh, they had like
He was.
60 minutes or like
yeah.
like a fuckload of minutes for 0 points.
Dinwiddie had like 2 points all season.
You don't see a fucking problem with
Yeah,
that?
like, that's
I'm
insane.
just
Like,
gonna
at least
keep
put somebody
playing
else in.
ass
No,
niggas.
Firing, he needed to get fired.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep playing ass options.
At
Are
least
you
try
fucking
something,
kidding me?
yeah. Like
Now you're right.
Bro, it's not
I
Gabe's
give
fault. He
Max 2
regressed
minutes.
It's not
like
motherfucking
Shell, bro.
rocket
It's not true. We
science,
never had
baby.
opportunity.
You get a coach
facts.
from high school. You get a coach from middle school. They'll fucking put in somebody different. Why? Because these fuckers aren't doing
He
it.
never took blame either. That's the thing I hate about most. The head
Fuck.
coach not taking
Motivational
blame.
Oh, yeah.
Blaming his
LeBron and
players
AD
too.
can't fucking do it by themselves.
Say that we don't
Yeah,
know
they
what they're
showed
doing
up.
out there, and then he's like, I think he's just that's his emotions. Like what the fuck, like
Bro,
That was
Talking
bad.
in quotes.
That's insane. Like,
how
come on,
Prince
bro,
gonna
we're
be
human
how
beings,
Prince gonna be the
not
third
quotes.
or fourth best player on the fucking team?
Bro's on IG.
How he gonna take the last game winner shot of the season? How? How the
He
how the
got
fuck
fouled,
that?
by the way, there too.
Brother,
He did, but-
we had
No, I'm gonna
Can't call
dissect Darvin Ham when we come down to it, but
Go for it.
For when
He's
it comes to the rest
right
of
with
the
the
team,
rotations.
yeah.
But when it comes to the rest of the team too, like they just at the end of the day they just let Bron and AD down. At the end, like that's the bottom line. It's like we seen the stats, like we seen that at least in offensive output, Bron and AD matched Jokic and Murray. You know what I mean? When it comes to at least just production. So it's just like we're losing because MPJ had an insane series. Fucking Aaron Gordon had like a 30-point game.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like
It's gonna
their role
happen
players-
every time though. Like it's
their
not-
role players just continued to like step up when they needed them. Like Reggie was hitting threes, fucking KCP was hitting threes before he got hurt. Like it's like their role players just consistently stepped up. And although like Bron and AD couldn't have really like, I mean they could have played better. Obviously, like anyone can get better, but they played A grade games. You know what I mean? Like grade A games. Like they weren't playing bad at all in the series.
It was just moments that they could have
Yeah,
been
but-
better.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
there's
even
moments,
say
that
and there's
game.
spot moments. Yeah, there's spot moments where like, okay,
Yeah.
like you
Yeah,
should have
yeah.
maybe done something
Yeah.
else. But it's like you're in these positions like so
Because of
often, and it's like I know you're gonna get into coaching later, but we seen so many blown lead. Like in the first game, I think he called a timeout to stop a run, and we thought like he had actually learned something. And then for the rest of the series,
Never
like
called the timeout.
just fucking getting leads blown,
Let me ask you this then.
Leads our assholes
and it's
blown
like,
the
how are you
fuck
gonna keep,
out.
like,
No,
so
what
what's
is
happening?
it?
So you
Game
think-
two? Game 2 where you had 2 timeouts in the
Yeah.
pocket and you didn't use
You
any
didn't
of
even
them.
use 'em.
You didn't use
Like-
it on a challenge. You didn't use it on
Nothing.
timeouts to get out of
Nothing.
bounds play.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So do you think
You can't
like?
take those home with
Oh
you.
my
Like,
To advance the ball, nothing. Like
Do you think?
You trying to save him?
You think a different coach helps you win this series, or is it the same
at
outcome?
least-
No, I
at
don't
least-
think so.
Yeah, so,
seriously,
like, what do you
because
change?
Rotation, brother.
Trade?
Fuck.
We definitely need.
You gotta.
some trade.
If you
We
want
need-
any value, you need
just
to
need
deal
more
on
I
AR.
already got a
players.
plan for us. I'm gonna lay it
Yeah,
out.
we
go
need
ahead.
more.
But I'm gonna
more
let them
effective
give their
players.
thoughts too.
Yeah, we need more effective players, and we need a better coach. Like, if people aren't gonna step up, the same with Kawhi. If like it's not stepping up, but it's like if you're not gonna be there for the playoffs, pretty much.
What's the point?
What's the point?
Yeah.
Like D'Lo tricked everybody. Like with his trade talk, D'Lo.
I'm telling you, man, I told you.
His job was on the line. It's like a fucking NFL contract year. Like
Yeah, nah.
it's like job is on the line. You go crazy, and then fucking you get to the you get to the playoffs and you just flame out. You have one good game. You know what I mean? Like
That's him.
If he has 3 good games,
You know
what? I
what?
mean? At least it's a
No,
close series.
The worst part about it, it's not even that. Okay, you had bad game, good game. It's like, can you not have a decent game? Like,
Yeah,
you got
right.
0 points,
I
bro.
know.
Zero.
Like, how? Like how? do
Like
you
at
do
least
that?
score
It's
10.
either
I'm not
super
even
good or
asking
super
for you to
bad.
Yeah,
score
that's who he
20
is.
every
That's who he
game.
is.
It's just sad.
30
like,
every game.
It's
is.
sad seeing like Bron and AD out there just fucking dying. You know what I mean?
Dying.
And it's just like
Then you got D'Lo in Discord calls or
Yeah,
Discord
bro.
talking about
Like,
oh,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
real.
that's real.
Yeah, yeah.
His
Keep
own
believing
court.
in me.
Yeah.
Keep believing in me.
yeah.
Like,
and
man.
I'm like, dude, like we should have just traded D'Lo when we could have. You know what I mean?
I wanted
get another
DeJounte,
chance.
Man. I wanted DeJounte. Now he's more
We
expensive.
won't get a chance.
Yeah.
You'll get
Now
a
they're not
chance.
gonna give him
No,
to
because
us.
D'Lo is on a. Is he a free agent?
He opted out.
Yeah, he's a free agent.
Oh.
Yeah, he can move.
That's what I'm saying. He can just leave. That's why I'm like, we should have just traded him earlier
Great.
when we could have. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
now we get nothing for him. Which
if
is
we
like, at
do
least
trade
we
him,
get
it's gonna be a
space.
sign and trade.
Yeah.
Which is, they're not gonna get the same value for that.
Yeah, and it's like at least we get the fucking cap space gone, but it's like
Ah.
we still need a player. You know?
And then you got LeBron with his annual. Am I gonna retire?
Nah, bro. Obviously, he's
Every
not
year,
retiring.
man.
He's
after he
obviously getting
loses.
he's gonna get a contract.
Honestly though, this year I don't blame him because they might have broken, bro. I can't even.
Yeah.
Like in the
He's
past,
tired. He
it was some
played
bullshit,
amazing.
but-
You guys
Like,
see that
the nigga-
meme of
he wasn't toxic.
Jokic is like him, LeBron, and his like crypto, the bed thing with him saying with
Oh yeah, it's
himself.
like find a guy named Jokic, make sure he gets into horse racing and never plays
It's
basketball.
like, Jokic is his kryptonite.
Yeah, that shit is
It's not
funny.
even. It's not him. It's his team. Like
Yeah.
that's why it's so
Dude,
annoying.
you see what he averaged in that
'Cause I
series?
believe
He
that-
averaged almost a 30
We
point
would've
triple
won.
double.
Not okay,
Jokic
but it's
is
not
doing
Jokic.
something.
MPJ did very
He is
good.
doing something,
Let's
but
talk
at the end, like the
anybody.
Let's talk
We've
about
seen
that.
LeBron beat Jokic before. It's
Yeah,
not
like-
like
When?
Also like
in a bubble.
Don't let
When we had a competent team
Yeah.
to guard him.
Their team they didn't have MPJ as good as he is now, and they didn't have Aaron Gordon.
But we had a competent
We had better
defensive team to
defenders.
defend him.
Yeah.
We had
better,
a,
bro.
Different. NBA is
Vanderbilt didn't
different
even play.
now than it was in the bubble.
but I'm
100%.
saying,
still have better.
You got
Our-
Dwight Howard. Oh, sign me, Genie Bus. Sign me.
relax,
Sign
bro.
me.
I would rather have. I would rather have.
I'm not,
contract
I'm not
now.
saying
Like-
Dwight, but we have no bigs outside
just saying,
AD.
like-
We don't.
That's like
I
a
know.
complete
And
180
then
from
that's
what
the
he's
thing.
won.
Why the fuck
Our
Campbell
guards
small
play
ass lineup?
defense.
We got
But it won't work now. I guarantee it won't work now.
We're the
Kuzma,
polar
yeah.
opposite. We're the
Kuzma
polar
was really
opposite
good.
of that team. That team that year, our identity was defensive, and we had a big team that could play. We could like play up to our.
Kuzma's
opponents.
a
This
huge
year-
upgrade of what you guys had.
No, it's
when
not.
he
Yeah,
did.
it is. I would much rather. Kuzma
no,
is just
Kuzma
better.
He wasn't Kuzma
better
today.
rookie.
It's not even
Like,
Kuzma.
what he
It's
did-
Caruso.
Caruso hit shots.
Dude, Caruso
bro.
shits on D'Lo.
Yeah, Caruso too.
Yeah.
He would have fucking put the clamps
Yeah.
on Murray. None of that shit in the final possession would have happened,
Caruso
bro.
plays well too. You guys
Literally,
fumbled on some
dude.
guys, but it is what it
Fucking,
is.
I want him
think
back, bro.
Rui's is too inexperienced.
I want
Like,
him and AR on the
Rui's
same team.
super.
Yeah.
the inexperience showed in this series for Rory. Like,
Bad.
He's horrible.
Bad.
Like, not horrible, but like
Bad.
He was
He's
very
not bad.
like
He's
he
not
just didn't
bad.
look like he didn't know what he was doing
Okay,
out there.
playoff Rui is fucking
no, no,
so many
atrocious.
missed
Last
so many
year
missed
was good,
rotations.
bro.
Exactly.
So many missed
Don't-
rotations, so many missed bunnies.
God
Like,
awful.
Thank God he already knows
Don't-
Japanese, because
don't
motherfucker
say
gonna have to
a
learn it
good-ass
soon.
Rui.
yeah.
Oh, Zhangji. Oh, Shoni, Shishan.
Get rid of him.
LeBron should actually learn Japanese, because I swear he don't understand what he be telling him. on the court.
Dog.
He like, oh, you mean Swish? Oh, fuck, I leave open.
Swish. That's so racist. Crazy.
I'm sorry. No
That is
disrespect.
crazy.
Fucking,
But-
somebody really should have told him in his fucking natural language.
Bro, but it's
or
like,
something.
dude, Torian Prince will tell him what to do the play before on Jamal Murray, and he act like he don't hear what he
saw
said,
that.
Yeah, like
or he
Jamal-
doesn't process it. I swear
Like
to God.
on that final shot in Game 5,
yeah.
like
Yep.
Rui should have been
Yep.
stepping up for that.
Yep.
Like it's literally the last
Yep.
shot, and he's gonna watch
And
like
he literally watched the pass
double
go over
team-
his fucking head
like
like a rainbow.
double team that fucking fadeaway. You know what
Bro,
I mean? Like,
oh,
as
hold
like
on,
a
hold on, hold on.
hard- He just watched.
Team's not built like to win.
Let me cook. Let
It's
me
just-
cook real quick. Let me cook about Darvin How did you not send one double team at Jamal Murray all series? This guy, we know what's gonna happen in the fourth quarter. He's gonna get the ball. Him and Jokic are gonna do the dribble handoff pick and roll, and he's gonna fucking one-on-one shit on us. Yeah, you don't send one blitz at him, not one double team. Knowing we have some of the worst defenders on the court with AR and D'Lo. I don't care if Aaron Gordon has 30 every single game. I'd rather lose like that than Jamal Murray, the inevitable
You
game
fucking
winners.
game us, like, yeah.
Come on, bro. I'd rather lose a different way and say, you know what, they're all around just better than us than the same fucking story every time. That's the thing I'm most pissed about.
His
Like,
percentages were bad too, like until the fourth.
that's why
They're
that
letting
game
him warm up. Like,
That's why
yeah,
that game
literally,
2 is
like-
so heartbreaking for many reasons. We blow the 20-point lead,
Literally.
and the way in which we lose, it's like it's just a replay from the years past. It's like the coach hasn't learned a fucking single thing.
His press conference was even worse after. Darvin Ham.
What was that one? He's had so many bad ones. I can't remember.
You know
like
what I didn't like they were doing? I don't know if it was a coaching thing or a player's choice thing. Pick and roll kept coming. AD was doing drop, and they were just letting like
that too. The drop coverage. What the fuck are
gave
you
me,
doing?
It didn't even no hedging or nothing. He was like, hey, I was getting pissed because like AD would drop right for the watch
like,
for the roll,
bang.
and then Jamal comes off the screen.
Yeah.
All right, let me just do whatever I want.
Bow.
No hedge, no, and then
Floater, pull up,
or
anything.
they're playing that like Gabe, please go over the screen and come in front of him, please. Darvin, please. Like I don't know who. Like oh my god, my brain.
He helped Jokic up, bro.
And I don't want to say, because because the other side of the coin is AD does hedge, he doesn't recover, Jokic rolls, Aaron Gordon, and then it helps coming, and then Aaron Gordon has a free lob. I get that,
Yes,
but dog,
every
I'd
time,
rather
every time, bro.
which I get, but dog, when we're just leaving Jamal Murray cook for like that off the first pick and roll. Can we do something else? Can we try a double?
I'd rather Aaron Gordon scored
one.
That's why we need Dwight.
Back and forth.
Not to
I know
be
you know,
dirty.
We let him
You
do
know
it
why.
until he starts feeling himself.
Not
Like,
to
what
be
the fuck?
dirty. Not to be
I
dirty.
know you
but
guys
we-
noticed, and I'm like, bro, I'm getting pissed off watching this game, bro.
You
I'm at
need-
the bar, and I'm about to like yell loud. I'm about to yell like
That's why 80 should be a 4, and you need a 5 with him.
Yes.
That's
He
your
needs
good.
somebody to
That's
make
gonna be your
Murray
best
No,
chance
here's
defensively.
what I'm gonna say. Here's what I'm gonna say. Two things got to happen. Either AD got to learn to shoot the 3 ball better, or
Oh my
2,
God.
you got to put a 5 with him that can
Both.
shoot.
Remember when he used to have
can
a
shoot?
3
Well,
ball?
both.
Yeah.
Just-
Oh.
yeah,
Both
like-
would be
yeah,
ideal,
like-
but obviously that's like ideal scenario.
Yeah,
Even
like-
though I don't think it's an offensive thing, it's a defensive thing. So the 3 doesn't
yeah.
matter as much. But I feel like getting a center is going to help you guys. I heard Jonas was a
And you know,
Target
it's funny
for you guys.
enough. I didn't bring this up. We're talking about the Heat, but they also talk about maybe having Bam slide. Udonis Haslam actually said this today that he wants Bam to slide to the 4 because as good as Bam is, he's a bit undersized. At
Yeah,
center.
6'9".
He's like a
right?
6,
He's like 6'9".
6'9" center.
It's good to just play him in spots of 5, like depending on the matchup
Yeah.
or
Small.
like
Small.
I
5,
feel like
10 minutes.
the
Yeah,
league is
yeah,
just getting
small lineup.
bigger, and we see with the Timberwolves' success with the 2 big lineup now. I feel like we were going away from that when the Rockets were doing a little small ball thing, but I think we're coming back to like bigger players because they're getting more skill,
Actually having a center and a power forward that are
Yeah,
like
yeah.
both huge.
and
Like,
they could do
protect the
more
rim.
now. I think that's why it's
Yeah.
changing.
Protect the rim too.
So
So what do they do now?
okay, so let's talk about the coaching first. I think we can get into the roster in a sec, but I want to address the coaching because I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
I think we can agree that was the biggest reason the whole season was so bad.
Yes.
Darvin Ham, the craziest quote he had in all this press run was when he was talking about, I can't believe he said this about the players, but he said the beginning of the season when they were talking about benching D'Lo and AR, he said, when they're shit in the bed 10 games in a row, what do you want me to do?
Oh,
And
did
it's
he
like-
say that recently?
Yeah, he said that
Yeah.
just recently about
Yeah.
when we got eliminated. But it's like, bro, as a coach, you got to empower your players. You can't just be benching people just because they're playing poorly. Like,
Yeah,
like the lock, you lose the locker room that way. And I saw a report that said they were confused about that because, like you said, you were saying this on a podcast the whole time.
Yeah.
That lineup is what got us to the Western Conference
Yeah.
Finals. And so when he started switching that and putting Cam Reddish and shit in, the locker room was like, "What are you doing?"
The
bro?
issue is he did like first game of the season. That's what you should be out there with. Like, why would you have anything different?
Exactly.
He was
You know what I
saying
mean?
like,
Like-
if these guys aren't playing well, I gotta like change the lineup up or something like that.
But then
So-
he refused to like
But it's like the
to put that lineup in. Like, he just refused to.
No,
Yeah.
the problem is what I read is from what I read, the locker room feels away because they know this is a successful lineup. They themselves, like LeBron knows how good AR is. Like benching him is crazy to him because he knows how well he plays off of him. For the sake of Cam Reddish, let's be real. Come on, bro,
like,
that's ridiculous.
but
it's like
to
Dallas
not
bogus
even-
as fuck.
Like, what
That's
did Cam
crazy.
Reddish do?
Yeah,
What did
he
do
didn't
there?
prove he proved 0 to get that starting job.
Exactly.
Like
He's on a minimum contract.
Yeah, like if he was cooking, like if he was coming off the bench just cooking, like okay, give him a chance.
Sure.
And
Like
especially
he just
after Austin Reeves, what he did last year.
yeah,
in the
but
playoffs.
this
You
nigga
just paid him too.
like why is he starting the season like starting? Like why?
And it wasn't even.
Nigga was not even a rotational player on any
Cam
on the
Reddish,
worst team.
though. Cam Reddish.
He was on the fucking Blazers and they
Bro,
stuck.
what do you see in Cam Reddish that we don't?
Yeah, like I was a Reddish believer because I thought
Bro, he
I-
wasted Max Christie's
Yeah.
development all
Alright.
season.
I was a
Torian
Reddish-
Prince too.
I was a Reddish
Nigga was
believer.
starting for like 50 games
But he
though.
was good.
For what?
He
No,
was
he
a
wasn't.
starter.
He wasn't.
Yeah,
He wasn't. No, he
not
wasn't.
starter. He
He
was
was
good
at
off
least-
the bench.
He's
He was better off the bench too.
That's a little more acceptable. A little bit.
Yeah. Because at least,
Nah,
bro.
alright,
You
at
stick with
least
the lineup
like
that got you there.
yeah, at least Torian Prince like he was bad starting. He got moved to the bench and started playing better.
Yes.
So that's like that's excusable because it is what it is.
He
But
should- yeah.
just to like not have that lineup for like 50 games, it's just like 50. That's like over half the season, and then you all of a sudden you're fucking like 20-10 or something over your last 30 after you start like that lineup.
Yeah, and
You're not even fighting for that dumbass playing spot. You know what I mean? Like
besides the lineup changes and all that, we just can agree that Darvin Ham's not the X and O's coaches
at
that
all,
we
dude.
need.
So many clips.
The only reason we brought him in the first place was to handle the player situation to make Russ, LeBron,
The
and AD
leader,
work,
yeah.
right? And it's like, okay, he did a good job, but it's like once that was done, we need a real coach
feelings coach.
who knows how to draw plays, who knows situation and timeouts, who knows how to
Yeah,
use
like-
challenges appropriately and things like that. And so like once all that
JJ
stuff,
Redick? Question?
once now let's talk about that.
JJ Redick.
Let's talk about the next coach. I actually think JJ Redick wouldn't be a bad idea. Now, I got qualms. I don't know because, see, the thing is, there's no coach out there that's like an obvious. Ty
I
Lue
think
would
so.
be.
No, I think Mike Budenholzer would be the
I
best
disagree.
option.
I don't think so.
I think he knows everything from a basketball perspective to get you to the playoffs. He's like an exceptional regular season coach, and then you let LeBron,
We don't need
LeBron
that.
and AD.
Here's what- here-
You let LeBron and AD do what they need to do to get.
I'm
to
not
elevate
worried
you
about
there.
LeBron and AD. Let me tell you what I think. The Lakers need to prepare for life without LeBron, and to do that, we need to empower a coach that can help us for years to come, like Spoelstra. And I think this is why I think JJ Redick hiring would be a good idea. Now he doesn't have any head coaching experience or anything like that, so that's gonna hurt. But I want us to hire a coach that we're gonna have for an actual long-term period, and not just fire after a year or two like we've been doing in the past. I think we need to find a coach that's gonna I'm gonna build for the future. I'm gonna establish a culture here, and like. Instead of LeBron's running this shit and we're going to revolve around LeBron, we're going to revolve around me, kind of like Miami Eric Spoelstra. I think that's what they should pursue because LeBron is getting on a tail end and we got to start finding the next star. I think
like-
going into the offseason, we got to start doing this. And so I think we need a coach that can command respect and knows the X's and O's. And I think, yeah, JJ Redick, he's going to have bumps and bruises and he might not be ready now. But I think if you're willing to go through the learning curves with him and the bumps and bruises, he'll pan out to be that coach because number one, he has the respect of the players, and number two, from what I've seen at least, he knows the X's and O's. So I'm okay with the rough stretch that he has during the beginning of the season because I think even next year, Mike Budenholzer, sure, he'll be better now, but I don't think he just instantly makes us a championship team. I don't think he's that type of coach. So, and I don't see a coach like that out there. So because of that, I'm okay with taking a risk on a younger dude that has more potential going forward.
The thing is, it's so hard to find an Eric Spoelstra. That's like 1 in a million type of case.
That's what I'm
to build
saying.
up, especially with the culture that they built. And then the Lakers, you only have a 2-year window because of the fan base. And
I'm
seeing
not
what
thinking
they-
about the
what they
2-year
do.
window.
Yeah.
That's what it is, though.
I'm not thinking
Not
about.
for
I don't
you, but
care
for
about
them.
the 2-year window.
But
That's
listen
for-
to what he
that's-
said.
that's how they move.
Listen to what he said. Who he's talking about? He's talking about Redick, right? Somebody who's not a coach or who has no credentials as a coach, right? That at first I was like, he has a very strong personality, and I don't know if it would like work. But he had a good point in terms of he's a coach that has no previous background, and sometimes that's good when you're trying to find your own identity, right? We might have a new identity in 2 years, like you said. When you have somebody,
Yeah,
who
LeBron's not
doesn't-
going to be there. So
like other coaches try and influence their own style of play that they've already had that worked for them in the previous years, right? This guy doesn't. So him coming in could be super flexible for what we are trying to do, whether it works out with LeBron or it doesn't.
Could be an utter failure
good point.
too, though. Like really bad.
Yeah, it
be
could.
not-
No,
Yeah,
yes.
it could
He has
be
no
like the
credentials.
I
inexperienced
feel like with
shows.
LeBron there, it's like you have a safe floor.
That is
1
true.
year.
That
Yeah.
is true. Yeah,
You need somebody who's optimistic.
You guys are gonna
It's
lose.
okay for 1 year.
But I think
We're thinking
JJ,
about
like,
1 year
Ali-
periods,
JJ
if anything.
You're not gonna tell me JJ's not gonna listen. Like if Ron has a suggestion, like I feel like eventually Ham was like intentionally being like, "No, I'm the coach." You know what I mean? Like I know what I'm doing. I'm the coach.
For sure.
Like I don't think JJ's
That
gonna do
challenge
that to
call,
LeBron.
the one where he's like jumping up
Oh,
and
yeah,
down.
challenge.
It's
It always
good
happens.
vigorous.
It always happens.
Yeah, like
Every coach always has that.
Cause I think that's a good point.
LeBron played against that.
I think that's a good point because I think that
Reddick.
JJ, especially JJ, will be flexible to
Mid
LeBron's
podcast
input. But I think that LeBron respects JJ enough in his game. Like he obviously respects his mind enough to have that.
Don't put the mic near
mode,
me.
You know.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
So,
just
I-
based on this podcast, you know, him and LeBron already know how to talk hoops. So it's
Yeah.
like it's going to be a lot less frictionless. Yeah, that's great. Actually, giving the mic. It's going to be a lot less frictionless for them to get along. And like I said, like I'm not saying Eric Spoelstra necessarily. He's a 1 in a million coach. Like he's the best coach in the league. But even dudes like Mark Daigneault, right? You look at Jamal Mosley for the Orlando Magic. They don't have this. They don't have a question about their head coach because he built it all himself. And right now, it's get a coach that can work with LeBron. And I think the Lakers should look at it from a different perspective. Is get a coach that can make these players work. If you kind of get what I'm saying. I think as much as I love LeBron and like the win now shit is cool, I think we have to start looking at different direction because the shit we've been doing the past years, get a coach that can do this, fix this personality. Like LeBron, do this. It's not been working. We've been firing, 4 coaches in the past, like 7 years or something like that.
Lakers, though. That's like the thing about those guys that you mentioned. The markets are like lower, and they've just
Miami's not a small market, though.
Eric Spoelstra's been there for years, and they have like their culture set up. And what's his name? Pat Riley's always going to have that culture the way it is. Like OKC, small market. Orlando, building up, small market. You guys have a 2-year window. Even with like the Lonzo years. You hear me?
Gotta turn the mic off.
Oh. Even with the Lonzo years, like, how long did the Lonzo coach last? How long did the D'Lo coach last before they got? How long did he last?
He was just bad.
Yeah. Okay, and then Byron Scott, I think, was coaching a bad team too, right?
Yeah.
He lasted like 1 to 2 years. You have a window until you're bad. Like, I could see if you guys are building
But I
like
think
like
that's-
Orlando did, or if you're like Houston with what's his name, the worst coach ever, Silas. Yeah, like if you could clearly tell and get him fired or not. But I think you got to hit within this window because you only have LeBron for one
Let
more
me
year.
rebuttal that. I agree with you with the whole point of like the whole expectation you can only suck for so long. But I think that's not because of the coach itself or the Lakers itself, is because of the ownership puts the pressure on.
Yeah,
because Jeannie Buss basically tells him like you got to get this shit right.
Right.
Or Rob Pelinka's like you got to get this shit right. Like
That's bad. Though, setting those expectations.
That's what I'm saying. I think if the ownership. Now, that's a different story. I don't know how that's going to go about. But if the ownership wasn't putting that pressure on the coach, like you have to figure this out this year, like I'm saying, build for the future, then the coach probably feels more free. He doesn't feel like he has to, tailor to certain players or do certain things that are being pressured and can kind of establish his own culture and system for the future. Now, this is just my opinion. I'm not saying they're going to do this. I'm just saying this is what I think they should do because, again, I think as much as I love LeBron, like the reality is we have to start preparing for life without him. And I think we're already thinking about that based off the rumors that we're like trying to go after a third star. You know what I mean? And I guess we can kind of transition, or if you want to touch on the coach a little more, pause, about the roster as who we should add in the offseason. But
You say who you wanted, Gabe? And
yeah,
Omari?
coach, if you want to chime in on the coach speak at all.
I don't really actually know. I don't have like an idea or opinion to give because, I mean, Bez gave a lot of good points about the Reddick issue, about the Reddick situation and him coming in early.
You don't have like do you want like a more win now coach like a Mike Budenholzer, or would you be okay with like an experimental never coached before coach?
I honestly,
Like, what
from my
direction are you
opinion,
leaning?
for the Lakers, I want something that's gonna be like a continuous longevity, like getting like a continuous identity going. So whether that may be JJ Redick for 5 years, 4 years, like I like the sound of us having a coach that's gonna help us in the long run than the short run, in my opinion. I think, yeah, as you said, LeBron's timeline is an issue, and we need to figure out because there's gonna be a life without LeBron, and we got to figure that out. I think now is like the time you have to figure that out. So I think I want someone. I don't know who it would be. Like JJ's the only name I'm thinking of right now.
Right,
I don't know
me too.
why.
It'll open up as the
I
time
heard
goes on.
Tyronn Lue say he wants to stay with Thing forever. Cool with the
Yeah,
Clippers. That was my other
There's
option.
definitely some assistants that we just don't know.
Yeah.
That could be good.
Yeah.
Someone said the Nuggets assistants.
I mean, yeah, they got a great.
I'll take it. I'll take any of those Nuggets. I saw a comment. They were like, no matter how much we hate Nuggets and Mike Malone, damn well, Mike Malone was
I actually know one person.
They run a good staff there.
I don't know if he's going to be a coach next season, but Chris Quinn from the Miami Heat, he's been for a couple seasons
assistant
now
coach.
as an assistant coach. So maybe I don't know if this season or next. A lot of teams are looking for coaches. The Hornets, I heard, are still interested in Redick too. So we'll see.
What's the reason with Phil Handy and everyone getting fired though?
I like that. Okay, let me.
He'll come back. He'll
I
come
like
back.
firing Phil Handy.
You do like Phil Handy gone?
I like
No.
everybody gone because it never made sense to me to fire. Like when we fired Vogel, but we didn't fire his assistants. Like,
Kept everyone else.
That doesn't make sense. I feel like the next
Lakers,
head coach, and this is I do like this because going on my point about continuity, you should let the next coach build their own coaching staff,
I
build
agree
their
with
own
this.
stuff. Like
Yeah.
instead of you have to have this guy, like you have to have Jason
like
Kidd
that.
on the coaching staff. You have to have Phil
I like
Handy. You
that.
have to have this.
He'll be back though. I mean, he's LeBron's guy.
Now that you
so.
said that, Bez, I agree. I
He's a
got
great
like that.
coach. He'll get
Because
another
he is just
opportunity.
a player developmental.
Yeah,
coach. Like,
so-
you know what I mean?
Why do our
it's
players
his
not-
fault, like,
Yeah.
Why do our
I
players
just
not
think-
develop?
I just think it's about like the next coach they hire will have to just approve of him. coming
refire
in.
him. I mean, rehire him. Yeah.
It's just
Just
it
give him
makes
that,
more
like-
sense
That's
for
what
the
I think
new
will
coach
happen.
to
Yeah,
get his
yeah.
own staff. I mean, if he's cool with them, I'm sure it'll be like, hey, you should pick him back up type
Yeah.
shit. But
Watch JJ Redick like the Lakers lose a game and then him and LeBron do a podcast the next day talking about it.
I would like that.
Austin did that stupid shit
I
last
would like that. I would like that.
Fuck,
Reveal all
like,
the
That's good
secrets.
content. That's good content.
It is, but he's obviously gonna have to give it up if he wants to be a head coach. In the
Yeah.
NBA.
And a reason I'm feeling the JJ Redick stuff a little more is because from what I've seen on his podcast is already more than I've seen Darvin Ham drop on a clipboard.
Yeah.
So it's like
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but-
dude. Like so many clips of fucking Ham being like,
An idiot.
he's like,
Bro, what did
you
he say?
gonna
Yeah,
draw
nah.
some? He's just drawing shit that he like.
But to be fair, I feel like some other guys.
Oh my God,
dude,
The clip was like a minute long. Like that's an entire time out, and you didn't like it finished with people walking off. And
Yeah,
you-
I know.
They were reposting clips of like Darvin Ham's season today, and one of
Saw
them
that.
was in a huddle, and he was like, "Go hard at the dudes."
yeah.
Like, bro, what?
You guys are doing good enough there. Just keep pounding.
He's motivating.
But to be fair, I feel like there's a bunch of X's and O's guys that's been working like 20 years to get their time, their experience to play. Like I guarantee Steven Silas can probably do the same thing JJ Redick does on a podcast, but like leading men is a different aspect of doing things, you know. Darvin Ham, at least he was like he can give some good quotes here and there. Just didn't know what he was
know
doing.
what-
Inspirational. Like you like.
He's just wasting fucking marker ink.
Yeah,
Like
he can. He talked his way into getting the job for the Lakers. He's a good
That's-
interview, that's for sure.
The learning
good
curve
media
with
trick.
the learning curve
Because the
with
players
JJ is
loved him.
going to be like how to command a player's
Yeah,
respect.
because like what Isaac said, I don't know if his personality would mesh as being like a leader
Yeah.
of men. So
He's gonna have to learn it. It's not
Yeah,
gonna.
yeah.
That's why I said it's gonna be bumps and bruises because I'm sure there's gonna be like, oh, should I say something? Or it's like, oh, it's LeBron. I don't want to step my toes.
I
Yeah.
hate
It's
that
a learning
shit.
curve.
Because
Politics.
especially like he played against this dude. Like
It's tough as a
politics.
first time head coach. I
Yeah.
get it though. I
Yeah.
sympathize because it's like you have to learn when to step in, and it's like you never experienced it before, especially for somebody who's never coached at any level, let alone.
Yeah.
Let alone LeBron,
NBA.
bro. I'm gonna say, let alone like LeBron James.
Right.
Like, you're not coaching the Pistons. You're
No, I
coaching
think, honestly-
LeBron and AD.
Yeah, like if
Honestly.
you have the Pistons, you'd be like, okay, I know, like they're gonna look up to me and they're gonna follow me. But it's like you got all-time greats on your team and all-time great franchise.
Honestly.
It's a little different.
yeah,
Genie
I would
busting
have-
off on your neck.
I would have faith in JJ just off the fact that like LeBron is still in somewhat had to sign off on who was the coach. You know, at least somewhat. And I think that it would show that like obviously since they have this podcast stuff and they're like close, relatively close. I don't know how close they are in like real life, but they obviously
Still
do a
a good
whole podcast
relationship.
together.
Yeah,
so
right.
like
Meet once a
he
week at
obviously
least.
trusts his basketball mind.
Did he?
And it's not to say like they'll like you know what I mean, like everyone will disagree at some point. You know what I mean? They're not gonna always agree. But I think that JJ, if he does get hired, it will show that like he's somebody who could disagree with LeBron and still have LeBron like consider his perspective.
yeah.
Because he thinks that he also knows a lot about the game.
Players coach
you know?
type of thing. Yeah,
Right.
So I think that would be like a telling sign if JJ actually gets the job.
yeah. It's a good
That,
conversation.
like, that they Bron trusts him. Bron sees that he can do the job
Yeah.
or believes that he can do the job. You know.
We'll see
so
soon. I think they'll do it in the offseason, like right away.
I'm still sad, bro.
It is what it is.
serious?
90%
Yeah, I
winning
mean-
the game, bro.
Welcome to the club, guys.
How
So
fast do leads dissipate, bro?
Hold on, let's transition into the roster. So
Yeah.
we talked about the coach. That's
okay.
obvious. But what about obviously it's not just the coach. What do you think? What type of players do we need to bring in? What I know you heard the
Five.
reports about the star players. If we do get a star, who do you want it to be?
Mitch.
I want
I
Miami
would say
Gabe Vincent.
If
I want Miami Gabe
anybody,
Vincent.
if anybody from who I've heard, I would say Mitch. Like I don't want Trey. I don't think that would help.
I'll
us
be
that
cool
much.
getting DeJounte if we can still make it happen.
I would
It's
be
not
cool
enough
getting
though to get
DeJounte.
over the
I still
hump.
swear we
say
should have
that.
just got DeJounte, like I was saying the whole time. We should have been at him.
But imagine
We
if we
would've
got
done a lot
we
better,
would
though.
have had somebody to put on Jamal Murray.
You still would have lost though. Let's be serious.
I agree with you, but it's like at least I'm like, hey, we got someone.
Healthy
that can defend him,
Vando.
pick
Why
up
don't you throw
48
healthy
feet.
Vando? But he's not healthy.
and he's also not scoring 0 points. So
That is true.
not one.
He
I
gonna keep
guarantee
shooting
you.
them bitches. We
Yeah,
know
he
that.
gonna keep going.
If you
Like,
wanna-
he gonna get some, and he's a multifaceted. He's aggressive. Like
Yeah.
he's a multifaceted.
Is
scorer,
this
too.
for
It's
like
not just,
legit
like-
next year or like life after Braun years?
Well,
That's
like,
why
Or
Or leading
is
into
D'Lo
both.
still on the roster too?
Because whoever we acquire is gonna
No.
stay after Braun.
I want
So how do you
Donovan
trade
trade.
then?
D'Lo's
If D'Lo's on the roster, what do you trade?
He's gone. He's not on the
Yeah, that's
roster.
why I said
Sign
like.
and
How,
trade
but you'd have to trade AR too, I guess.
or Rui. Yeah,
Or weird.
With yeah, maybe
I like both of those
I
guys.
say
bro.
keep AR and get rid of Rui and the
Yeah, so
picks.
signing trade's the only way that
I
you
like
can do
both. I don't want to get rid of
AR is the only
either.
one I would. I mean,
Yeah.
because Rui's good, but he's not like I'm a Rui believer. I'm a Rui fan, but
Yeah.
like
He's
he's not
replaceable.
someone you can't replace. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, like
He's
he's
a
not
good
he's
role
not giving
player,
us
but
fucking
yeah.
25. You know what I mean? Like
right.
he's
His
giving
skill
us
set
15
can be found
and then,
somewhere else.
No,
and
it can't.
if you drop off in the playoffs, it's a big hit on your resume. That because he dropped off hard. Too. It
Nah,
wasn't
for real,
even
that's
just
the only
like a-
reason you get paid
Did they
in the
expect
NBA.
him
Yeah,
for
to
so much?
show
Did they
up in the
expect so
playoffs.
much from him though?
You average
What were they
15.
expecting from
You
him?
average
Rolling
15. Yeah,
perfectly.
you average 15 in the regular season.
I think he was
has,
set to
he has
fail.
to be a better defender. There's no
That
question
too,
about
but you average 15 in the regular season. You don't go average 3 in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like
I think he was expected to do a lot more than he was capable of at this series.
It was a bad matchup to begin with.
It was a
but
bad
Defensively,
matchup.
I
We were
agree.
getting out coached. And
Yeah.
okay, some of the times.
Darvin Ham putting him on Jokic is just like I'm not even gonna blame him for that. Like you're just setting him up to fail.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're putting him in positions. I know, like he played bad. On offense,
that's
yes.
why I'm not chipping off his
yes.
defense really.
I'm
Because
not really-
he didn't have a choice. Like
Yeah.
Like I know he played shit, but like I think he was in like a bad position, and off rip, it was already like this is the starting line. He was already like here. He couldn't he had to fight, like he had to try. I don't know. I think he was in like
no,
too much of a
offensively-
deficit.
Offensively, he had there's no excuse offensively in my
This series, yeah.
He missed
you're
bunny,
right.
he was missing bunnies. He had
You're right.
he had looks. He had open shots. He was missing. He was
Yeah,
just bricking.
he
Like
can
at the
go.
end of the day, he like anyone could do that.
I said one more.
Yeah,
I
can
said
go
not.
out and do that,
I
you know
said
what I
don't panic yet on
The
him.
number one thing the Lakers need is a point of attack defender. That's why I'm hoping we get
Yeah.
Caruso back or like
Mm.
Vanderbilt. I guess was that for us, but I'm hoping it's somebody with a little more respectable offensive game.
So you-
yeah,
you
at
keep
least
the
hit
core
the
and-
open threes.
That's why
like,
Caruso's great. He can hit corner threes. He
Yeah.
can cut to the basket.
So you think keeping the core and getting role players
Yeah.
is the way to go?
I think we just have to. Well, number one, I think the coach is the most. I don't think we should even think about anything until we find the coach and the coach makes it clear what like the identity of the
Yeah.
team is.
Yeah.
And then we get role players to fit that identity because I think
Because you guys are a good first half team, and then second half is coaching and everything. That
yeah,
makes
dude.
it fall
That
down.
third quarter it was killer every game.
Yeah, and that's a
you
coaching
literally
problem.
got shit on every third quarter. Like
You don't motivate your guys
And
to play
fourth quarter,
or put in the right
fourth
place.
yeah, like what the
people
fuck
to
are you
play.
saying at halftime that they come out so upset like in ass? Like you didn't motivate them at all. Like you made it worse.
Rotations too,
Like, how'd you
yeah.
make it
Harder
worse?
than dudes. That's a hell of a ball club.
Yeah. Like how you go to halftime and then you get worse. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
They outplayed us, man. They outplayed us, man.
I mean,
Them dudes over there.
But roster wise,
Jackson
yeah, they
quotes.
need role players and they need a 5.
Mama, there goes that
Yeah,
man.
man.
I think that's the only thing that's
Person
gonna
hit
save
it
them.
out the park.
it's like the number one thing I would say is like just fuck the quality of the role players. You need an identity, whether it's offensively or defensively. Like I cannot tell you what the identity of a Darvin Ham led team was. It's just like
LeBron,
good
AD,
luck,
Cook,
brother.
yeah.
Salute. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
like-
I think
Honestly.
on that
LeBron, please.
on that
Like,
topic
that's it.
real quick,
Like
like
defensively, it was like AD please.
Yeah, AD.
on
yeah,
that topic
one end
real
is
quick,
LeBron,
bro, Vando was gone for a long time, right? So Vando not being part of the lineup for a long time hurt the identity of the team because
But there is no identity.
He said Darvin Ham offense throughout his 2-year span with no identity.
The first year we made to the Western Conference Finals, Vando had a healthy year. We knew we were doing, and we were winning. Remember after the trade deadline, the first
It was
year.
a bit
Yeah.
better.
That
It
was
a
the
bit
Do you
better.
remember the
No,
after
but-
trade deadline first year? We got deal. Everything was cooking. We had a lineup. We were like 30 and like 8 or some shit,
But
right?
that's, you guys are running off a momentum of the Westbrook thing was terrible. You get rid of him. You get players that are actually
Nah,
Winning
it's
basketball
just-
games
actually
with a
put
certain
together,
team.
and you guys were the hottest team
I
in the
promise
NBA.
you, that-
It's this situation though. Is this situation
is.
like where
that lineup.
if we
of-
meet Nuggets in the West, like if we don't meet the Nuggets in the first round, we probably beat the Thunder. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
it also.
I don't
No,
know.
I'm,
Maybe,
I'm still
like-
talking about last year. The last year after the trade deadline, we had an identity. We found what we were, and we were using it
Okay.
against the regular season. We beat the Grizzlies. We beat
But what was
the
the
Warriors.
identity? Can you like explain like
What
what's
I-
the offense? Is it like 3
Skill.
pointers? Is it like getting to the rim?
And with the identity I saw was, LeBron and Davis still do their 2-man game a lot as much as they could, but
are.
Vando, we'd have like a defense oriented thing where Vando and Davis defense would kind of like not necessarily corral, but like they would help each other a lot. So when Vando was on the best player and they would like do a screen to get him off, Davis wouldn't have to hedge because Vando's length and he can drop back a little bit. We could play that. Also, with that being said, Rui and Reeves were playing very good offensive basketball at that time from the regular season to legit the Nuggets Western Conference Finals.
Right. Yeah.
And D'Lo was playing good except for the playoffs, But at that point, we were like a team that knew what they were doing. Then, for some reason, it like shifted. Vando got hurt before the season, and a lot of games without Vando, like it was weird because they were like, we don't have our primary defender being that guy anymore.
I see what you're coming from, but I think it was just like all skill based wins because
I said before.
you guys change your identity, like having new players and new faces, like a fresh locker room. And the thing that went down with Westbrook was like bad, so getting new people there. And just having a different like sense of identity helped you guys win more games.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I kind of agree with Hassan. It's like having a relationship that's so bad, like your girlfriend beats you, and then you get into like a decent one, and you're like, oh, this is so much better. Yeah. And then when the high wears down, you're like, it's not that great. Mm-hmm. And I feel like just because the new team fits so much better than the old one, not even that it fit amazing, just it fits so much better than the Westbrook shit that it's like, we can start to see things clicking, and we just feed off of that. But it's like once teams start to figure us out and have a whole year of tape on us, it's like, okay, now we can exploit their weaknesses, and it's not going to be as effective. It's like they were just playing off, we didn't know what they were doing. They were figuring it out. They had momentum just because of the situation was better, and everyone was like bought into figuring it out. But this year, it's like going into the playoffs, it's like we kind of already knew that we didn't have the sauce, I guess. Like the team was the team. Yeah. It's not like last year.
And that's where coaching matters, to figure it out.
But dude, one of our key things was not playing like I think I'm not saying this right now.
Sounds like you're saying Vando would have made it different.
I'm not saying Vando would have won the series, but I'm saying like without Vando,
sound like you're saying it.
I want to issue that. But like
they got swept with them, man.
We win the series if these niggas could put up some offensive production consistently.
Nah, defense is bad.
At the end of the day, I know, but at the end of the day,
there's nothing that would have made us win the series.
Nah, what do you?
I mean,
if we had Kevin Durant, would have won.
A different coach, straight up.
If we had Kevin Durant instead of Rui Hachimura, we would have won.
If people hit their like at the end of the day, if the role players hit their averages, we win.
That's not the playoffs though.
But either a guy's a riser or a dropper.
But this nigga like Rui dropped like 12 points. D'Lo, I can't even tell you what the fuck this nigga did.
Lights are too bright, brother.
It's just like they just fell off at the end of the day. Like if they would have put up off, we lost these games by a couple points. You know what I mean? Like you first off, we win that game too. It's probably a whole different series momentum wise. You know, people probably have more confidence.
No, game 2 for sure would have changed everything.
Yeah, like
1-1 going back to LA would have been insane.
The difference. You know what I mean? Like, you win with the matter of this. You know what I mean? Most of these games. Yeah. It's just like, these people put up 5 more points a game, and that's like still half their average, and you probably win at least a couple more games.
I'll kind of meet you halfway.
You know what I mean?
You're looking just at numbers, though. You got to take into consideration
it's almost
context.
that simple because Rui was just missing open shots. They were getting him shots.
Context.
Missing open. But how is that context? Your job is to make open shots. You did it during the regular season.
Okay, that's 15. His job. You can't do it though.
But you average 15. D'Lo, I mean,
once it,
he's a tough shot maker. But it's just like if you make the tough shots. If you make the tough, but if you make the tough shots in the regular season, go do it in the play. Like, it doesn't matter if you can't do it in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like we have a few more decent games from these people. We win some games and things change. You know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe we don't win. But it's not a 5-1 gentleman sweep. I don't
know if y'all saw the Jimmy Hyrold video on Jamal Murray.
Mm-hmm. The newest one?
I
haven't seen it yet.
He was talking about like the biggest playoff risers, and Jamal Murray basically jumps up like 12 points.
Season.
And he was saying like it's just the most interesting thing because like they don't need Jokic is so good at making his teammates better that in the regular season it doesn't matter what Jamal Murray does because Jokic can kind of just deal with whoever. And it's like, but when it comes to the playoffs, it's so important because the 2-man game and how they feed off each other and like
chemistry.
And that and just the fact that Jamal Murray like knows the moment, knows the time, and like he just rises to the occasion.
Yeah, do predictions.
Yeah, let's start with predictions. Okay.
Did you see Kendrick shouted out Flight and Flight started getting hyped? Did you see the clip?
No, I did it.
No way.
Bro, it's just funny.
Bro.
Oh shit, that's me.
Oh yeah, I watched this. Nah, he's an idiot. Nah, dude, like right after he was like, "Nah, I'm playing. I'm Click Farmer." He was like, "I'm Click Farmer right now."
That's funny.
I
hilarious.
watched the reaction.
You watched
It was
it?
funny. Yeah.
That's such a good one, bro.
I gotta watch his too, honestly. Yeah, okay. Let's get to the second round of the playoff predictions, and let's predict the rest of it. I guess all the way up to the finals, because these motherfuckers got the Lakers, so that's just dead. So we're still alive.
Yeah.
I had the Nuggets.
Wait, wasn't I trying to say the Nuggets and I accidentally said, and you guys like, wait, Gabe, you thought the
Safe
Lakers winning?
takes.
I knew all along from the beginning. I said Nuggets the first time.
You want to do the whole thing or just this one and then move from there like
What
we
do you
did the
mean
round one?
Just the
Or
second
this
round.
round two, second round.
I think just second
No, I
round.
think we should go all the way. And like, what I mean, it's gonna be.
This might change up.
We'll do our second round and then our Western Conference Finals. And all right, let's just start with the ones that we know in the Eastern Conference. 6-seeded Pacers versus the 2-seeded Knicks. Who do we got? Starts Monday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on TNT.
I'll go
Oh,
first.
specific.
I think what I've seen from the Knicks this year against against the 76ers, who actually had the 76ers winning, and the Knicks actually surprised me. I'm gonna go with the Knicks in 5 with this one. I think the Knicks have great D, they have great offense, and
Omari.
and Jalen Brunson has been proven to be an insane level basketball player. He's gonna be the best player on the floor, and yeah, I mean the rotations they got right now for New York, I think they're gonna win.
That's Van Omar's AO meter turned right on.
What did I say, bro? I didn't say anything wrong.
I also have Knicks winning the series. I think they'll win in 6 games, not possibly 5. I think the Pacers not playing defense is going to be horrible for them this series, especially with Tibbs playing his guys 40 minutes a game, and then how Brunson's been on a burner too. So DiVincenzo's good.
Different.
Yeah, and then the Knicks actually play defense and they're a physical team. Plus the MSG home court advantage is going to be huge for them too. Indiana, who shows up there? So straight up. So I got the
More
Knicks at
Knicks
6.
fans are going over there. I
yeah,
guarantee
right?
it.
Yeah.
But their tickets being $10. You know how much it is to get into MSG? It's like $400.
It's definitely gonna be a Knicks crowd in the fucking
Anywhere they go.
Knicks
Besides
fans are going
Boston.
insane on Twitter right now and TikTok.
Yeah.
You gotta love it.
Yeah, you can go first.
Okay. You you got an opinion yet?
No, I do.
Go
I have
ahead.
an opinion.
I'm still looking at some stats.
I got Knicks in 6 as well.
Yes,
I think
sir.
the Pacers they're
You guys all got Knicks in 6?
I said
Yeah.
Knicks in 5.
Knicks in 5. The Pacers are a decent team, so I feel like I think they're good enough definitely to get 2 games. Like at the end of the day, the Knicks are still predicated off Brunson like shitting on people. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like he's granted like it's amazing that he's playing this way, but he's playing like out of his mind at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like if he continues to play out of his mind, like good for him.
You can't tell me he's not a top 10 player this year, though, so that's why.
Right now,
Why is it cool when Jimmy did it last year?
I agree right now. He's
not Jimmy.
going crazy. But
Double
I'm like,
standards.
if he does it, cool. But the likelihood of him averaging 35 for the rest of the playoffs is like,
We'll see, yeah.
you know what I mean? Or at least not averaging 35. Like he still can if they win these series. But like, he's not gonna have it every single
The
game.
minutes are going to hurt him, too. You're going to start
like,
feeling
I'm like,
it.
you gotta start wearing down at some point. But like, I think that he's not gonna have these insane performances every single game. So I think that the Pacers can get 2. You know what I mean? He can still average 30. Like this one went 6. And he averaged 35, and he had 3 bad games in the beginning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like that can happen, and I think that it will happen in the same way for the Pacers. But I don't think it'll be the same. Like he was bad and he was good, but I don't think he's gonna be amazing every single game.
Yeah. I agree.
I think this is a tough series to pick because I think these teams match up really well. I think I'm going to agree with y'all and go Knicks in 6, but something important to watch, in my opinion, is going to be the bench production for each team because I think the Pacers have a really good bench. They have a lot of guys that can come in and produce. Obi Toppin had a really good series against the Pacers, actually. TJ McConnell, we know what he gives you.
I think they have the best bench in the NBA statistically.
Right.
Yeah, they did. They have the best bench.
So, yeah, they have a lot of good players that can come in, and I feel like the Knicks, I kind of trust Miles McBride, but outside of that, Bogdanovich, didn't he just
Streaky.
get hurt?
Oh, yeah, I think he did.
Yeah, so he's not even going to be available. So it's just going to be tough for them to get consistency, and like you guys mentioned, the minutes might start catching up to them. So while I do think the Knicks are a better team and they have the scheme, I think, to win, I think you just got to put pressure on Tyrese and the other guys. I think they have defensive players capable. I'm just going to have to watch the depth of the team because if they start to get gassed, I think the Pacers' fast style of offense, they run up and down the court a lot. So that might tire them out. So I think that's going to be interesting to watch. But I do think the Knicks have the personnel to keep up with that. It's just a matter of how fast the Pacers are going to play. And if they could play a little defense, that'll also go a long way for them. But I think ultimately Tom Thibodeau will got a bunch of dogs on his side, and it'll be enough. So they'll pull it out in 6.
This dude Josh Hart's been playing 40 minutes for the past like
Do you
2
see
to
him
3 months.
complaining? He's not
No,
complaining.
yeah.
And he never
It's
will
crazy.
too.
He's still
Yeah.
diving for every race.
Exactly.
He's insane.
The
man.
dog.
That's
Dude,
actually
that team has Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, DiVincenzo. All these guys are dogs on
Yeah.
defense. All 3 of them.
Even the coach is a dog.
And
So.
McBride's a dog too.
Exactly. I didn't mention Brad. Then you got the 2 big men who are like big boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice OG,
people
like big men.
Buying in is like such an underrated like
Yeah, you got to get the
power.
right.
You know what I
right
mean? Like
players.
when people buy in that hard, like you could overcome talent gaps.
Especially, yeah.
as per se. Like I think that was like when it comes to the Lakers ship, that's like the one thing that I think is a huge difference besides like personnel wise. Is that like everybody you could tell like they were fucking
Yeah.
hype to
You
be
still
there.
see
You know what I mean? Like they
tweet about like all that group of
Yeah,
special. We'd hang
they
out
were,
all the
like,
time together.
you
Yeah,
could
yeah.
tell that they loved like like especially towards the end of the year, like they loved the way they were playing and they were happy to like buy in on, and they were an amazing defensive team.
Yeah.
I feel like at the end of the day, like the Knicks play so much better defense that, like I said it a few pods ago. I think like the fast-paced teams get exposed more in the playoffs
That is true.
because-
The game slows down.
because the game slows down and you
Yep.
can't like if this is your best asset, you know what I mean? Like
It's gonna get exposed.
it's gonna get
It's on the
if
face,
you're
especially
you're
a lot-
automatically
a
starting
lot,
yeah
you
you're
know,
starting at a
watching those games
disadvantage
at the gym.
already.
Right.
So I think that the Knicks are gonna like eventually pull
Yeah,
this
that's a
one
Who'd
good
you
point.
choose, Bez?
The like I said, Knicks in 6,
Okay.
but that's a good point though. The defense is way more important in the playoffs because the game just slows down and you can't always run fast breaks every possession. So
Yeah.
you have to have a good half court offense, and defense kind of is a good counteract to that.
Knicks have a really good half court offense, in my opinion. With Brunson leading it, I think they have a really good half court offense.
I mean, yeah, he's
This
just
is
so
him
crafty.
get him
He's so
buckets. Yeah,
crafty.
like
Yeah.
No,
watch
like
him
but
get
like what he
buckets.
does in like the half court setting, like off a pick and roll where he can shoot the mid range,
They
take
have
a
a lot
step
of
back,
creative
pass.
ways.
Posts
Yeah.
too. Post
He's
up.
So good,
They
dude.
got
You could drive to floaty. Oh my
Because they
god.
got, sometimes they have Dante set a screen so he can pop. Sometimes Hartenstein sets a screen, he rolls. And when he gets in that middle of the floor at the free throw line, he's smart with it. So a lot of bigs, like that's a big issue. That I actually saw someone talk about it today. I don't remember on what show, but they were talking about how that is a big part of the game of not just being able to roll, but roll and make the right decision as a big. Because a lot of bigs, like they'll get caught, they'll take a charge, or they'll just like miss a hard a shot. But like being able to read whether it's pass, extra dribble, go up, pump fake, like that stuff's important. I think Hartenstein does a good job of doing that specifically. So that's going to be big for them as well.
Takes chemistry to get that down.
Right, that too. So it's going to be a good series to watch, though. I think it's going to be close. Then we got the West. Let's start with the 1-5 matchup, the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the Dallas Mavericks. I think it's going to be pretty good, too. I think the Thunder have a lot to prove, but I think the Mavericks are on a mission. I personally think that the Mavericks take this in 5. I know it's a little much. I do think the Thunder can put up a better fight than this and push at 6. I think home court advantage will give them a little bit of a edge right there, but I think this is where the experience will catch up to the Thunder. I think we didn't really see it in the first round with the Pelicans because not only did they not have that much experience, but the team was just worse. I think here with Luka Doncic, with Kyrie Irving, some of these other guys on the team, we'll kind of see the difference. And I think all these games will be really close. It's going to be very similar to like a Lakers series where it's just going to come down to the end, but where the Mavs are going to win is at the end when they got 2 closers. Not saying that shot can't close, but when you got the leadership and the experience, that's going to be a difference when you guys got like Chet guarding the paint, young players like Josh Giddey, never been in the playoffs. So I think Mavericks will win this one, and I'm going to pick 5 just because I think they'll be able to close the games out better than the Thunder.
I think I'm gonna have to agree with Bez too. I got the Mavs winning in 5, but I see this going a little bit better in the Mavericks area. I think they're gonna win convincingly. I think they're gonna put on a good show. I think the combo of Luka and Kyrie, no matter who you want to throw on them, Shea has to guard one of them for sure. Like I don't think they're gonna have an answer for both of them at the same time when they're on the floor. I think it's gonna be like a Mavericks masterclass this whole series. I still think it's 5, but I think it's gonna be more convincingly 5. Like they're gonna dog them pretty much. That's
Damn.
what
I think we're falling for the kind of like same trap as the Timberwolves and Suns thing about
I ain't fall
KD.
for the Suns, so I
Yeah,
don't
but just the same like
We
concept
didn't
about
fall
how
for the
these
Suns, we
guys
voted
are.
for the Timberwolves.
these-
Oh, you voted Timberwolves?
Yeah.
See, we know
Yeah.
what we're talking about, bud.
Well, okay, that's fair.
I said
but-
6 or 7, but I mean, hey, the sweep was nice.
I mean,
The sweep was nice.
Same concept
They
as-
embarrassed all of us.
Yeah.
let's be
Yeah.
fair.
Same concept in terms of like KD and Book being who they are and showing up and getting them to win with Luka and Kyrie. But I think the Thunder or more like the Timberwolves, I'm taking the Thunder in 6. I think that they're top 10 in like every category, and the biggest weakness that they had was size. And we were saying like the Lakers could beat them because of size, but I think size in terms of Mavericks is Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington. Like that's not
Derek
enough.
Lively.
That's not enough size to kill
And
you.
Derek Lively.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What are you talking about? Dissect.
That's not enough good size to kill.
I'm-
The
But
only-
when
the only
Luka's at
threat that they
control-
pose
but they're
is
still
Luka's
good
at
rebounders,
control.
though.
Yeah, Luka's in control.
gotta remember who's
It's
at
a lock.
control.
Only a lock threat
Luka
control
got
though.
size though. Luka got size.
Luka got
He's
big-
the size.
He's
But-
He's 6'8".
But he doesn't push any pace, so you have enough time to set your defense.
True, but I think when he gets Chet Holmgren on his hip and shit like that,
Anybody on his hip is in danger.
What in the paint, like when you got a better rim protector than Chet Holmgren, like he's a little more fragile. You can kind of Luka really excels.
You can
putting
move
his
him. You can
body,
move him.
Right,
Yeah.
doing
Luka
that.
would move
He has
him.
a strong base, and he's able to move people with his base, not his athleticism.
Control, yeah.
It's a lot easier to move Chet Holmgren than somebody who's like a Andre Drummond or a Bam Adebayo,
Yeah.
with a bigger body.
He's gonna score on all of them regardless. But another thing that the Thunder have is their pace. They'll play at a faster pace than the Mavericks, and they score at a higher clip. Like with SGA. SGA versus Luka is Luka's better. But SGA does his thing to make his team win
And
in
they'll
the same
offset each
capacity.
other.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
who's matching up with Kyrie?
And then I like,
Who's matching up with Kyrie?
Oh, Williams.
J-Dub.
Yeah.
Jada's gonna drop 30.
They'll put
He's
Luke Dort
possible.
on Kyrie. But,
Yeah.
you know,
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They play better
I agree
as
with
a
that.
team, 100%. We've seen that in the regular season, but it's the playoffs, like you said, and
can't wait for
they
this
have
one.
more
This one's
experience. But I think the Thunder are like in the same boat as the Timberwolves, showcasing what they did in the playoffs, sweeping this team and showing that they're a serious number 1 team. And I think they'll win this one in 6.
It's like I agree with what you're saying. I just think the end of the game, I think the closing is gonna go to the Mavs. But I agree with what
We'll
you're
see,
saying.
yeah.
The style of play and like the important parts of the
Should be a good one. I was gonna choose them against the Clippers too because the Clippers
Who's
lost
the
Kawhi.
Thunder?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have too if they didn't have, assuming they didn't have Kawhi.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a Kawhi-less Clippers. Yeah.
Kawhi's knees cooked. So
Yeah.
who you got, Omari?
I got Mavs in 6.
Oh, I'm on the loan.
I agree with a lot of things
okay,
you
it's
guys
good.
said.
It's good.
I do think that like I said earlier, the experience plays a huge factor. I think that I know the Mavs have shown that they're not a perfect team, but I think OKC is definitely beatable too. You know, I think that they may not have the same type of bigs that other people have. You know, like the Wolves or Nuggets or the Lakers, but like I guess the Nuggets just won, but Gafford and Lively are still like hard rebounders. You know what I mean? Like they're still like gonna be hard in the paint, and rebounds is
Offensive
a huge,
rebounds, yeah.
Rebounds is a huge factor when it comes to playoff basketball.
They're both effort players. So.
Yeah,
that
like
too.
if you they're pulling down second chance, like those second chance points are super killer. Like we obviously saw it
Today,
happen to
I
us.
don't know if you paid it like you watching the highlights, so I saw. But today, like in the first quarter or the first half, that was a big thing for the Mavericks. The reason, I mean, it was close in the first half, but the reason they got a kind of a lead and were in control of the game was because Lively and Gafford were getting all the second chance points, and even though they start off slow offensively, like especially Kyrie having 2 points in the first half, but because they kept getting those second chance points, they were able to stay in the game and pull away once Kyrie got going.
It's like when it comes to rebounds, it's just like simple statistics. Like you know, you get more chances.
Right.
Yeah.
Generally, you're gonna
More
have more
shots,
points.
yeah.
And
Yeah, I mean, generally, like even in high school, offensive or rebounding in general, the
huge,
team
yeah.
whoever has more rebounds usually wins the game.
usually
so,
wins. Yeah, I'm like, so in this instance, I feel like the OKC had a severe disadvantage when it comes to the rebounding.
They're gonna have to
Like,
gang rebound as a team.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for them to win that rebounding battle.
They play with effort though.
And
so.
like I said, with the pace, they do play with a high pace, but it's playoffs and it's gonna slow down a bit. And I think Luka and Kyrie are two of the. Yeah, I know that Shea is there. I think Shea is the only one who's on their level. I know that you said like J-Dub matchup. Like J-Dub's great, but Kyrie is still Kyrie. Like when it comes to at least offensive output, like, and I think that in those tough moments that Luka and Kyrie are gonna shine much more than the OKC will.
They also lost 2 games or gave Clippers 2 games without Kawhi. So I mean, you got to give some of that defensive like liabilities, not liability, but not showing up or taking advantage of Kawhi being out for those 2 games and giving James Harden and Paul George crazy
I
games
think
too.
this series for OKC side is huge for the others because I think Shea's going to show up. I mean, if he doesn't show up, they have no chance, obviously. But like, I believe that he's going to be there because he's
I
the
think he
guy.
will.
He just has a play style that's built for the playoffs too with his half court game. So
He's
I
smooth
think-
and he's clutch, so I don't think he's
yeah,
gonna drop
and
off.
his
Real
midi-
skill.
His midi is like a reliable shot
Yeah.
anytime. But I think it depends on the other guys. Like, how's Chet going to play? How's Dort going to play? How's J-Dub going to play? That's going to determine a lot because, I mean, I think it's going to be up to them because, like we said, Luka and Shea, they're probably going to, like, cancel each other out.
Yeah.
Especially in the clutch. They have similar go-to, like, moves and games, like getting in a midi, stuff like that. So Yeah, it's going to be, I think, up to J-Dub, Chet. Can they step up? And that'll determine, I think, if they can win the series, like you said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
role players.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk about the one that hasn't been official yet, but it would be the Celtics versus either the Magic or Cavs.
Yeah,
I think we can all agree the
yeah.
Celtics are probably winning in 4 or 5 in this one, right?
Yeah, I'd say 5. Give them one game. Since the Heat were able to
I
take
feel
one,
like-
I'll give the
I
other
feel like
team
if the
one.
Magic were to win, they would get swept, but the Cavs, I could see them getting
Yeah, that's my same.
I was gonna say, I mean, in a perfect world, I see the Cavs could possibly get 2 if Donovan has
If they're
games like
playing,
this.
if
Yeah,
everybody on the team is
yeah, if,
playing.
everyone,
Yeah,
if they're
lights
playing
out,
like that.
though.
Like we've seen the Celtics drop dumbass games. You know what I mean?
Not
Like,
in
no
the
matter
play-
how good they
in
are,
at home game.
they lost one to fucking nobody.
Last year they lost
You
2
know
to the
what I-
Hawks in the first
Yeah,
round.
like they lose dumb games. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
play down to their competition sometimes. Like Tatum's just lucky he could drop 8 points and win. Like,
That's
you know
exactly
what
what I
I mean?
wanted
At
to
the end
bring
of
up.
the day,
Yeah, no.
How do you guys voting on a team that the best player drops 8 points and they
It's just
bet?
their competition.
The team-
is-
Bro.
The team.
Yeah,
That's
the
why
team is just
we're
too
voting
good.
for the team, not the player.
the
But I'm
team,
like,
yeah.
people have off games, like, and I think that, if the Cavs can, like, fight their hardest, I think they can possibly get 2. But I do think it'll be 5 or 6 either way. I don't think they have a chance to win the series.
Yeah, no.
I got the
That's
Magic in
easy.
7 personally, me
This
myself.
guy.
I have no idea what these guys are talking
Tatum
about. They
hater.
think the Celtics are like some impregnable
Let me
like
say
team.
this: the Magic
Impregnable.
did give the Celtics problems in the regular season, but
I
as we all
remember that.
know, it's just the regular season.
Yeah.
That's fine. We could talk about the regular season, but hey, if the Magic do end up getting there and they get 3 and it's Game 7, everyone's worried.
It's
Hey.
recorded. It's on camera. We got
It
you.
is.
Anything can happen in a Game 7, but
Anything's
true.
possible. My friend Kevin Garnett. Oh, my friend. The guy.
Anything's
I know Kevin Garnett.
possible.
okay. Now let's talk about which should be pretty much the
That's a
Western
good
Conference
one.
Finals, in my opinion. The
Yeah.
2-seeded Nuggets take on the 3-seeded Timberwolves. Should be the matchup of the playoffs, in my opinion.
The decade.
Yeah,
Actually, don't
that'd
know,
be
man.
great, honestly.
Because
Who
I
wants
think,
to start?
personally, I think whoever's winning this is going to the finals. I think,
Me too.
regardless of if the Magic
Yes,
or
me
the
too.
Me too.
Mavericks or Thunder
Actually,
win, I
no,
think-
I'm lying. I got the Mavs in the finals, so
Really?
yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm with Bez. I think this matchup determines the finals.
But this is interesting, though. Who wants to start? Does anyone have... I don't got to look.
I know Anthony Edwards is looking for revenge this
I think-
year. You know
Go
what I'm
ahead.
saying?
Yeah.
Oh man, what do I say? This is gonna be Oh my god, what I hoped to see is I want to see a 7-game series dogfight because that's what I think it will be. I think it's gonna be one game Timberwolves have it on them, one game the Nuggets have it on them, but I think it's gonna go down to the wire, and I do have the Timberwolves beating them this season, getting their revenge. Ant-Man's gonna solidify himself as the number 1 shooting guard, as per we've stated.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Nuggets are gonna play bad or anything. It's just I think they're gonna edge it out. I think it's gonna be real close.
Yeah, yeah.
Real close. I can see it going the other way, but I'm favoring the Timberwolves and their defense, bro.
You
You got
know-
good D. That's it. Pause this time.
All right. You want to go?
Yeah, I got it. I'll
You
go.
got it? All right.
I got Nuggets in 7. This one's a hard one because, like you said, these are both the best teams in the West. You got Anthony Edwards, the rising star. I think he's a superstar in this league, and like I said, the face of the league are going to be the face of the league. But I gotta go with the better player and the best player in the world, in my opinion, in Jokic, and especially like we mentioned before, the pick and roll game with him and Jamal Murray. If they do that with Rudy Gobert and they don't double team, the coach is better than Darvin Ham. But if they don't double team, they're straight up cooked.
I don't think you know Chris Finn.
But like, I know Jaden Daniels is definitely going to guard Jamal because he has more length. But I'm just the pick and roll, him going back and forth, is definitely going to be a problem that they'll try to exploit. Because I know in the past when Rudy was on Utah and they would play like the Warriors or something like that, Curry would have like free chicken for him to eat on
He didn't have
Gobert.
good wing defenders. Remember this?
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
give him
yeah.
context. He didn't have Jaden McDaniels
Yeah.
and Ant-Man. Now
But
and Mike.
The edge for me is the best player being Jokic, and then the pick and roll game with his sidekick and Jamal. So
Okay.
it'll go 7 though, Nuggets.
What if it's a sweep?
Yeah.
Imagine. I'll
I'm
be
going-
surprised.
I'll
Someone's
cry.
getting exposed.
No, I'll be so mad.
I'm going 7 Wolves. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think honestly, like I know I keep going back to the Lakers series, but like when we talk about like winning formulas against the Nuggets, I feel like the Wolves have the best
Chance, huh?
lineup and chance to beat the Nuggets. I feel like having somebody you can actually effectively, like not effectively, but decently put on. Like you put Cat on Jokic and you can still have Gobert roaming around. And at least Cat is a decently big body. You know what I mean? He's not the best defender, but like
No,
It's
too
better
off the
than-
It's
bench.
also Jokic is not fast enough.
Yeah.
By Cat. So
That's
it's
what I'm
not
saying,
something you
like-
gotta worry about.
yeah. So I'm like now you have a chance to have that interior defense that we couldn't do as the Lakers, and not only that, you also have some of the best wing defenders. You know what I mean? Like you hound Jamal. They're not gonna play as dumb as the Lakers do.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
have to worry about double teaming him because you have such a good defender, Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
Daniels.
he'll shut him
So
down
I'm
for a
like,
game
they obviously
or so.
like the Wolves don't have LeBron James, so like, but it's just like
They got Jaden McDaniels.
they got Jaden McDaniels, but if one thing that the Nuggets and Lakers series showed me is that the Nuggets aren't unbeatable. You know what I mean?
like last year,
I
yeah.
agree.
They're not unbeatable. They're not
Definitely
like boogeyman.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Last year I would say like they were like pretty much boogeyman.
Yeah, yeah. I think
know-
they only lost like 2 games.
Yeah,
right?
They
like-
ain't Kendrick Lamar.
This year they lost a lot and they obviously still beat us, but I think that is like a huge just a testament against us. But I think that like it shows that the Nuggets are still beatable. Like they had these close ass games with this team that isn't nearly as good.
Yeah, gotcha.
You know, so I think that if Ant plays like he's been playing, if Cat can give some good offensive production and not get, I mean, even if he gets cooked on defense, it's just like as long as the rest of the team can control the role players and they can match their production, which I feel like they will. Jaden McDaniels playing great.
Nas
Nas
playing really
Reed has
good
been
too.
playing the
Nas-
same.
Nas
like,
playing like in like
yeah,
Sixth
like,
man of the year.
Cat's
15,
playing
90,
good, like,
50, bro. It's crazy.
I think that they have a very good system right now, and I think Nuggets gonna put up a fight, and that's why I think it'll be in 7. But I do got the Wolves. As long as Ant plays like he's been playing, and people have been playing how they've been playing, I got the Wolves in 7,
Good points.
and they get the home game 7. So,
Oh yeah, they're higher than
oh, are they? No,
No,
Nuggets
yeah.
too high. Oh, okay, well maybe I don't know.
The
But
altitude.
I still got Wolves 7 though.
Yeah, you make good points. I think if anybody could beat this team besides the Celtics, obviously they're gonna have a chance. But it would be this team because of the team construction, and they've given them problems not only this season but in years past. My heart wants to tell me to pick the Timberwolves, but my head's telling me to pick the Nuggets, and I think this is undoubtedly to me a 7-game series.
Yeah.
I think these teams are so evenly matched, and I think it's going to be a chess match going back and forth.
Yeah.
I just think the Denver Nuggets have a little bit edge in terms of experience and continuity, and I really do think that'll be the difference
That's
here.
true.
Just because the chemistry that Jokic has with Aaron Gordon on those cuts, Jamal Murray on those dribble handoffs, like all those little things, they're going to show in this series. As good as Anthony Edwards is, and he's empowering his
Experience.
teammates just as much as a star players we want to.
Yeah.
I think like he starts to build that trust with Jaden McDaniels. He starts to build that trust with Nah, even a little bit with Gobert and Cat just not being healthy throughout the year. I think that's going to make a bit of a difference in terms of the trust they have during the game.
Yeah, when you have to do stuff on the fly.
It's just like Jokic just knows Aaron Gordon's going to the back cut, and he can just know
It's like
what's
telepathy,
passing.
man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
ridiculous.
And
Yeah.
like
that,
those
that.
little things, it's like it's gonna matter. Like as good as Anthony Edwards, they can make those same plays, but it's like he's gonna have to see it first.
Yeah,
type of thing.
experience and chemistry is definitely like
But I'm sure you guys have
Really
noticed too, like the Timberwolves, like help defense rotations have been really like I was watching some of the Suns series where they were doubling help rotation. They were rotating so fluidly, and I was watching like TikToks obviously, but like because they like put arrows and more stuff, and
Yeah.
bro, they all start helping and rotating, and it's just so beautiful.
fluid.
I've never seen the Lakers do that in my life. I'm kidding. No, but like when they do it, it's actually nice.
Yeah, it's fluid.
I want to add on to what Omari was saying about like the role players. I think that's actually the biggest thing in the series because as good as Jokic is, we know that he needs the role players to perform to some degree because he thrives off that.
Passing,
So
yeah.
if like Aaron Gordon's having an awful series, MPJ can't is not shooting well, Jamal Murray or whatever, just one of these guys isn't working. But for the Timberwolves, they are doing their stuff. That'll also be a difference because if Jokic is gonna make all the plays, but if guys aren't hitting shots, that could also be the difference.
Timberwolves have the best defense to do it too.
Yeah, and like Omari mentioned, with the Lakers series, we saw some of them struggle. Like Jamal Murray had some tough games, and so we just didn't have the personnel and the coaching to take advantage of that. But
Yeah.
the Timberwolves can do that. So
Yeah, exactly.
it's
They
just
won't
a
blow
matter-
a 20-point lead.
Right. It's just that if the Nuggets role players are hitting their shots and even having these 30-point games, it's gonna be tough to beat them.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna do it 4 times. So
I'm with you. Nuggets in 7, but I want Timberwolves to win in
I'm
7.
updating it. Timberwolves in 5. No, take it back. Never mind. I take it back.
5. We going 4.
Let's get. I feel like there's no chance this unless someone gets hurt. There's no chance the series doesn't go 6 or 7.
Yeah. I think it's
How'd you
7.
say about
I
the
think,
Lakers?
I think it's a guaranteed
No,
7.
not me.
I feel like
Not
the
me, but
Lakers
wait.
can go like it would have won 6 or 7.
Like, what are we talking about?
If game
bias.
two,
There's
if
bias
game
with
2,
it.
if we
It was
didn't
6
choke that
games.
shit in a tragic
Yeah, it
fashion,
would've
it
been
would have been
6.
6 at least.
Is that an all-time
That's
choke
another
job?
point
Is
to
that an
the-
all-time choke job?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's dude, I couldn't watch a game after that. Like,
That's
2 game winners is crazy.
We barely texted. I remember we were like, bro, this is.
Two game
another
winners
like
I was
the series
watching
is
at
so
the bar.
crazy.
It was sad. I was watching at the Laker
the
bar.
energy
It
was
was
low?
sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
After everything that's happened is just heartbreaking.
It was sad.
it's
bro. I was
another
at
reason
sports
to
bar.
like
And Michael
Talk
Porter's
bad
going
about the
on podcast
Nuggets.
the day after
With
talking
Lana
about it.
Rhodes?
dude, they were shooting in their sandals. the game they lost.
That's because the game manager didn't come in on time. I remember seeing that. Yes,
it don't matter though.
yeah, still-
it's a bad
The
look.
equipment manager. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
horrible look.
Yeah.
Warming up his slot.
That talks about like the Nuggets. You guys being up by 20 shows that they're not invincible. Like you
Yeah,
said.
like-
So
I think they're definitely beatable.
Their issues is slow first half starts, and I don't know if it's because maybe the Lakers they're like, oh, we got us anyway, we don't have to try, or maybe it's a real thing with them where they just start slow in the first half.
yeah,
So we'll
we'll
have
see.
to see.
It's a
this
battle of
series.
matchups for you guys. You guys are really good in the first half. So
I feel like
Yeah, we didn't have no adjustments. Like they would adjust, and we would just
lose.
not. Yeah.
We'd be like, let's keep doing what we're doing. Let's keep doing what we're doing.
Sometimes things would work, and they would just stop doing it too. Like it's just like they would do negative adjustments. So it's just like how you do that.
D-Lo is a negative just sometimes.
Hands in his pockets, bro. That's
Literally,
the only
like-
thing he's good at.
Like literally, like Mike. There was one game I forgot what Mike Malone comes out, and it's just like one little. I think they did like switched Aaron Gordon or something. And then we couldn't
think it was
adjust to
game
that.
one, bro.
Yeah, we couldn't adjust to that the rest of the game. Like that's all he had to do, and it was over. Like
How do we stop this?
get shit on from there on out. Like
Yeah.
it was like, dude, like it's just so bad. Like no fucking. We about to get in there. It's okay. What's the next? What are we?
he's
What's the next one? Yeah.
that was it. That was the last.
That was the last series.
Conference
Alright.
finals,
Okay,
or-
I guess okay. Yeah,
I
dude,
get-
no fucking like. How do you not be able to make an adjustment for the entire half of the game? You know what I
Bad
mean?
coach.
Like
Bad coaching.
you just
You guys
Don't
want to
worry.
play
You'll
quick?
find somebody new.
Good
we don't
riddance,
gotta-
dude.
Yeah, we don't
You guys
gotta-
want to play a quick game?
literally good riddance.
Hold on, before we do
It's
that,
12:15, man.
Let's,
Yeah, save the
yeah,
game
no
for next
quick game.
episode.
Let's just continue.
We've been going for
to-
like 3 hours.
Continue to
Yeah.
bracket. So, in our opinion, you pick the Nuggets.
Yes.
And we pick. Okay. Let's just say the Nuggets win. Just give them the respect. So they will
go
play
majority.
the Mavericks in the conference finals,
Oh shit.
and then the Celtics will be playing. We're saying the Knicks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So who do we have in those matchups? I think Celtics, right? Can we? all
I'll
agree
go
on that?
Celtics.
Or someone going Knicks.
Fuck it,
not mad at you.
I'm going Knicks, bro.
Yeah,
what the fuck? I'm not scared.
I go Knicks 7. I go Knicks 7.
Brunson's the king of New York. I'm picking Brunson. I'm picking Knicks.
I feel like
The thing
Nixon,
is, like-
Nixon like 9.
Here's
I'm
my
kidding.
biggest
somehow,
point.
somehow the Celtics just keep choking, and I don't see
Yeah,
it.
it don't matter because of how deep they are.
I don't care about how deep they are.
But
The
like-
Knicks are
True.
Knicks
They
are
got 8
him.
points
They're
there.
him.
I still stand on the point of someone
As
as
much as I don't
Brunson's.
like him, I have to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's
Oh,
true.
I'm not being honest. I'm lying.
I still stand on the point of like someone the size of Brunson being a 1A is impossible, and like the Boston Celtics with their size and physicality is gonna show you why it can't be a 1A.
Yeah.
I feel like it's
Especially
not
with
fair.
their player.
If he had Randall, it would be
That
a
is
different
true.
series.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
but you
taking
won't
them
be
for sure if they
averaging
have Randall.
35 though either.
Yeah, he might.
Yeah, Randall will give you
Nah,
18
there's only
points
one
per game.
basketball.
Don't
Oh
matter.
yeah, if he's a choker too.
It don't matter.
Mr. Dipper himself,
Yeah.
Mr. Playoff Choker.
You're right.
I'd rather have Randall than D'Lo. At least I know Randall's going to play hard every possession, you know. Even
Sometimes
if he's
he
fucking
acts like-
bricking.
yeah.
Let's just bulldoze people.
His best quality. You see him in high school, dude. He's the same size he is now.
That's crazy.
Insane. I don't know what they feed these kids.
This is a 6'9" built already.
We're
Get
His
his
gonna
face
fucking
is
obliterating
exactly
people.
the same too. It's like
That's like Zion damn near.
Yeah,
Like Zion looked like a
exactly.
grown man playing against like
He
fucking
still look the same too.
little
just
kids.
a bit bigger.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
just not playing against the little white kids no more.
Yeah.
like he was in a private
Oh
school.
man,
That's
I
why,
remember
like,
that. Yeah,
It was like we were looking at Zion highlights when we were in high school. And I'm like, yo, like
Oh, the
this
hype.
dude was playing like he was in like 7th grade or
But
something.
there's like a
Oh.
white kid that was like, I remember there was
The
a
short
clip of a
dude?
white
The
kid
short
that was
dude?
guarding.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
like giving into business a little bit.
Did you remember like that?
They
Zion,
met him back 5 years later.
Zion
remember
and
that. That was him, yeah.
Zion and LaMelo AAU game that was gonna happen in LA, and
yeah.
everybody was there watching too.
Yeah.
Good times.
That is crazy.
I miss high school Zion.
Yeah, now we don't even know anybody in the draft. Oh
Yeah.
my god! Someone sent me like a crash, or not a crash, but I forgot the brand, but it's
Drake
like a
bought
shirt.
his high school jersey. I remember.
Did he?
Yeah, he got it.
Yeah.
I forgot what high school he went to, but he got his high school jersey.
Chino Hills?
No,
Spec-
Zion's
Oh.
jersey.
Zion.
He went somewhere
I have
else.
no idea where he went.
But he had it. He got it.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Dick Rider.
Mount
Yeah,
Verde.
but yeah, his high school highlights look so hilarious.
Caden.
He looks like a grown ass man,
Just
like
dunking on guys.
just dunking on like on
Little kids, bruh.
All right, let's finish the bracket.
Yeah.
We did.
I mean, it would just be. I think it's the inevitable. It's Nuggets versus Celtics, right?
Nah,
Oh, bro. Mavericks versus Knicks.
Wolves, Knicks.
GG.
Or Knicks.
Oh,
Wolves,
Mavericks, yeah,
Knicks.
Mavericks, Knicks.
Mavericks, Knicks, right, Omari?
Yeah, facts.
All right, who wins that?
Jalen Brunson's revenge. I'm gonna take Knicks in that one.
Nah,
Nah, I want-
Luka's
I-
gonna show him
I
who the
want
big
Kyrie,
poppy is.
yeah.
Luka's gonna show him big dog
Dude,
status.
if Luka wins a chip, where is he? Like top 3 in the NBA?
In the
I'm about to
NBA,
say
yeah.
all time. I think
Yeah, I'm like, wait, hold up. Yeah,
He's there. He's there.
He's
number one.
Yeah, I think so. I think
he has
and
to.
going into next season,
I thought it was top 3 already.
it goes.
Well, he's
Jokic,
better than Joel then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jokic, Giannis, and probably.
he's already better than
Giannis
Joel.
was
He'd
so
be
good-
better
yeah.
than Giannis. First round
Okay,
king.
Jokic, Luka, Giannis, whatever. I
Sure.
don't care about the order.
No, if he wins, we gotta go off the logic. If you win the chip, you're number 1.
That's fair. Yeah, I can
That
I
is
can
fair
go
too,
with that.
yeah.
No.
If he's averaging 35, like, he's
Yeah.
averaging
If he's
Jokic's
averaging
numbers.
36 in the playoffs,
He's
against
averaging
Jokic.
Jokic's numbers, so why
his
can't you
stats in
say
the
that he's
season were
better?
video game numbers
Yeah,
too?
like That's
I
what
give
I'm
him
saying,
one.
like-
I give him one stat. Number one place.
Yeah.
Context, man. If Kyrie averages 40 and they win the series.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Context.
Okay,
That's what I'm saying.
I
If he
highly
averages
doubt
like the 30
Kyrie
something
averages
like
40 in this.
Would
in
you?
this,
This
in
is
this
a
scenario.
good. Would you rather? Would you have Kyrie or Jalen Brunson?
Right now?
Yeah.
Damn.
that's tough.
In the playoffs?
Kyrie-
Who's my
been
team?
killing
Who do I
it,
have
man.
on
But
my
it's
team?
like
You already got Brun.
Yeah.
If Brunson never
As my
leaves,
number one, I'm taking Brunson for
if
sure.
Brunson
No
never
question.
leaves, I don't think this.
Brunson's a
this
winner.
is
Kyrie is not
what we're
one
seeing
without.
from him. You know what I mean?
Kyrie's been a
Plays
loser without
eventually,
LeBron.
but not this
And
fast.
look, Kyrie.
But he's the best number 2, like in a long time.
But no,
that
no,
I've
no.
seen.
But the way I see it is Kyrie didn't win on the Cavs pre-Bron, and like he didn't win on the Celtics like that.
Right
like
now,
that.
this is one of the best versions I've seen of
Yeah,
Kyrie
he's
since
very good. But he's a Luka
2016.
Doncic, so like
Kyrie is a god tier number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like Brunson as
But
number
Brunson-
one is better.
Brunson's
Brunson's
like
whole place
number
is to
one
be a number
potential.
2, though.
Brunson wins games.
Brunson's like him at his best.
Brunson's win games.
Him at
you
his
know?
best to win for the team is him at the 2. I'd say
Yeah,
for a
give
chip
me, you know,
at
give
least.
me Brunson. He's
Give me
not as
Brunson.
Flashy, but I like him.
Give me
Brunson.
Brunson.
I go Brunson too.
I'll do
but
Brunson too.
Kyrie's there.
I love Kyrie.
Yeah.
Like I got a lot of respect for him, but it's just like I feel like
What Brunson's doing now is
You
like
could build
crazy.
a better
Kyrie
team
can't do
around
what
him.
Brunson does. Like I'm
He's
sorry, I
doing
don't
right
want to say
now.
it like as like plainly,
No, it's
but
facts.
It's
he
Kyrie
can't
plays
do it.
style.
greatest one-on-one player, but
It's
he's
play
not
style.
like he's not like a.
He doesn't
Yeah, it
win.
is style, yeah.
It's play
He doesn't
style,
win
yeah.
games from like he doesn't
No,
win.
it's not that he doesn't win games. It's just like
He
you have to
doesn't.
build around him as opposed like he's gonna do his thing, but like don't expect him to like swing the rock or like he can not saying he can. I don't want to make it seem like he's a ball.
He can
hog,
do
but it's
everything,
just,
but it's just like
I think he needs the one guy like Bron.
I don't know.
He like
Yeah, he
and
needs
when
the one.
he
needs
doesn't. He doesn't.
or Luka.
Empower the players around him. He like does.
Oh,
his
make
own
him better.
thing.
He doesn't make him better, yeah.
And I don't want to say because he makes him better in terms of like taking attention away, but he's not gonna like make him better by empowering him, like finding him in the right spots.
Yeah,
That's why I don't think
controlling
he
the
wins
game.
games.
He doesn't
I
control
don't
the
think he
game
wins
like
games.
that.
But
He
I don't think
controls
he
it in
wins.
moments, or like if he's really hot, then he controls the game.
It's just his controlling
his
is
style.
him doing him
Yeah.
type shit as opposed
Shoot,
to
this game
Luka.
right now, where he had 2 points in the first half and then 26 in the second half to close it out.
Another good way to say is like when he's not scoring, his impact is way less as opposed to like when Luka's not scoring, he still have an impact on the game. You know
Yeah,
what I
through
mean?
like facilitating.
Yeah, and just
Controlling
like,
the pace.
Yeah, stuff like that. So
And so does Brunson. Brunson's,
Yeah.
Right,
You know.
So I think that's the difference.
Yeah, I think you could build a better team around
Yeah,
Brunson.
Brunson led this team to the second seed and
Brunson wins
is
games.
killing it right
Brunson
now.
wins
so.
games. Kyrie can't go to the second round by himself. Let's be real.
Yeah.
He was like a bottom team with the Cavs.
Yeah.
And
Well,
when
he
he was
was
on the
young.
Celtics,
He was
just a
young.
main
Yeah,
guy
he was early.
sucked.
I'm not gonna.
He was
kill
young.
him
He
for
was
that.
young.
The Celtics shit I will hold over him though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Definitely holding
The
that
Cavs
shit
are
over.
obviously in like well not now, but like back then they were still horrendous at building a team.
He needs KD and Bron to be
After
the number two.
they couldn't
now
even build a
there's
Nothing
team.
wrong with that.
Now I wouldn't
There's
say
nothing
they're
wrong
great
with it,
either. Like,
Well, yeah, that's
They
true. That's true.
win
They could be
games.
better.
We'll see how far he goes.
That's true, but at least they're a
That
playoff team.
random.
Like before, like
That's
if Braun wasn't
That's
there,
him, low-key.
they're lottery. You know what I mean?
They
Like
got better, yeah.
for years and years and years. Even with Kyrie, they're still lottery.
Yeah.
So I feel like right now they're a little better, but before when Kyrie was there, they had no team building fucking
Yeah.
It's a good
resume
one.
at all.
I like that.
So it's not necessarily Kyrie's fault that they were bottom tier.
Yeah.
They just had ass. They were fucking Andrew Wiggins, and they traded him.
Draft day.
They traded him draft day.
Johnny
Like, oh no,
Manziel.
Anthony Bennett. Like
Oh man.
That's awful.
you know what I mean? Like what are you
ended on
doing?
that with Anthony
Yeah,
Bennett.
Anthony Bennett. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's a good
What was that?
note.
3 hours?
Yeah,
Probably.
pretty much 3-hour podcast.
We had a lot
but
to cover since we haven't done
That's
it in
just
2
a
weeks.
minute.
Yeah.
A lot to talk about, lot to talk about in the playoffs. A lot of clips coming from this one, a lot of shorts. So drop your likes on it. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Let us know your predictions for the second round of the playoffs and who you got winning those rounds, especially with the newest developments. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Ball Don't Lie podcast, and we will see you on the next one.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.